Chapter 795. Fong Ping did not expect Warlord to want to join forces with him. Fong Ping did not speak much on the way. Now that things had come to this, Fong Ping actually knew some things. Everyone was not as simple as they appeared to be. When they were in a desperate situation, they all had their own plans. However, when they were about to reach Star City, Fong Ping still said, "Senior, the urgent matter is still the crisis of the catacombs. If these crises are not resolved, everything will be for naught." Fong Ping's expression was solemn, even a little heavy. He said slowly, "I don't care if everyone has their own plans. If they only know how to fight and kill, then I've underestimated the apex. However, the future of mankind cannot be decided by individual people. If they really want to abandon the masses, I, Fong Ping, do not have the strength, so I can only accept my fate. When I have that strength, if some people still want to abandon everyone, then I won't be polite. Of course, the main premise is to defend against the catacombs." Warlord chuckled softly. "This is also the consensus of everyone. Let's not talk about people like us. Kid, let me tell you, Zhang Tao is sinister, but it doesn't mean he doesn't care about mankind. Honestly, compared to us, he is the master of this era. He was born for this era. We may give up on the humans of the neo-martial era, but he won't. So, if you really want to choose, Zhang Tao is more reliable than old Devil Li. I know this." Fong Ping took a deep breath and said slowly, "Are people like Heavenly King Garrison really unable to defeat the catacombs? Or are they unwilling? If they're unwilling, then in these hundreds of years, were the deaths of the martial artists and soldiers who died in battle worth it?" Fong Ping said with a complicated expression. "Regarding the apex, I've always felt that mankind actually owes these desperate realm powerhouses, guarding Mount Royal Sea for hundreds of years just to protect human civilization. How great, how glorious! But one day, if the truth tells me that the apex guarding Mount Royal Sea, maybe it was just their own plan or even their own initiative to start a war between the two worlds. When that time comes, you will no longer be heroes, but sinners." Fong Ping's tone was also extremely complicated. He murmured, "Desperate realm powerhouses are all heroes. Senior, don't destroy the image of the apex powerhouses in my eyes anymore. I'd rather believe that you and these people are protecting mankind. If you are passive, even if you have a plan, it is nothing. You are still heroes. But if you take the initiative to open the passageway, take the initiative to cause a war between two realms, take the initiative to do all of this, then all of you will be sinners, and the so-called heroes will be the biggest joke in the world. Today, in order to defend against the catacombs, the humans who had sacrificed themselves had all turned into fools. This is something we absolutely cannot tolerate. For 100 years, generations of martial artists and soldiers have bravely sacrificed themselves and fought to the last moment of their lives. In the end, it was the heroes in our eyes who schemed and schemed for their own selfish interests. Is it right for them? Would they be able to face those humans who were fighting on the front lines? Why? For the sake of becoming an emperor? To unify the two worlds? What a joke! I would rather believe that this is a battle to defend against the invasion of foreign enemies, a battle to pass on the torch of humanity, than to believe that this is a conspiracy. From the beginning to the end, we are just pawns in someone else's hands. We don't want to believe it, and we can't accept it. If it really is like that, then when the day comes, if I have the strength, I definitely won't let these people off. Using billions of lives as pawns, as nobodies, what a joke. No one has the right to do that, not even emperors. Warlord chuckled. I'm not one of them. Kid, I've really shed my blood for countless years for humanity. You better take it easy, kid. Maybe you're one of the chess players. Don't think that you know nothing now. It's hard to say in the future. You've come into being at the moment, when the war between two realms is approaching. It's very likely that it's some people's plot, or even your own plot. When that time comes, you'll have to kill yourself first. Fong Ping rolled his eyes and said helplessly, "If I'm really the mastermind, then it has nothing to do with me. I'm Fong Ping. Other people's matters have nothing to do with me. Even if it's really my past life, it's the same. At most, I'll kill my past life and erase all traces. What does that have to do with me? I'm fighting for humanity. I've shed my blood for humanity. That's why I'm a hero, not some schemer behind the scenes." Warlord could not help but laugh. Then he grinned and said, "That's right, we're all heroes of humanity. We are now, and I think we will be in the future too. Old Devil Lee, and the others are too. Before we betray humanity, we can't deny everyone's contributions. We've protected humanity for hundreds of years at Mount Imperial Sea. This is our greatest achievement. If there's a day when a betrayal really happens, then they won't be heroes, but sinners. As for what these fellows are plotting, it's not important. If the war between two realms is unavoidable, and it's guided along the way, then it's not their fault. But if it can be avoided, but they've started it artificially in the end, then it's their fault." Warlord extricated himself very quickly. He smiled and said, "All right, let's not talk about this. Tell me about your trip to the bounded zones this time. Kid, I've said before that the bounded zones are quite dangerous. The few of us join forces to make a barrier, so outsiders can't see it. There's usually no one guarding this place, so we can't stop true kings from coming in and out. As for those below true king rank, they can't get out with the barrier that we've made together." As he spoke, Warlord waved his hand, and a transparent passageway appeared. Fong Ping followed him up the transparent stairs. Behind him, Jiang Chao was just about to take a step forward when Warlord, without saying a word, struck him with a palm and sent him flying. He chuckled and said, "This little fatty is so blind. Is this a place he can come to?" As he spoke, the two of them had already entered the sealed interior. Fong Ping glanced over. It was a very simple setup, or rather, there was no setup at all. It was just a black vortex, suspended in midair. Fong Ping and Warlord, on the other hand, were in a transparent ball. This was the barrier created by the Paragon. Seeing this, Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "Senior, why don't the other catacombs entrances build similar barriers? This way, even rank 9 martial artists can't enter and exit, and humans will be much safer. In your dreams, this thing needs to be replenished and consumed frequently. We don't have the energy to do it. We have to maintain Star Town's solidified barrier and the one here, which is troublesome enough. Moreover, we don't come out for a long time, so we have to maintain it often. If we don't maintain it, our mentality won't last forever. Then what about Mount Royalty? It's different over there. It was created by countless paragons, and it's also adapted to the time. Also, the catacombs' seal hasn't dissipated because the catacombs have sufficient energy that can be replenished at any time. Humans don't have it, so we have to replenish it ourselves. It's very troublesome." Fong Ping understood and said, "Then, from the passageway in Star Town, where is the Mount Royalty that we're at?" "We've just entered. It belongs to the 17th Southern Territory, which is the Shishan Catacombs." Warlord laughed. "Star Town is actually connected to the Shishan Catacombs here. Oh, right, when you go in, it's best if you change your appearance, lest the catacombs' true king sees you and causes trouble." Fong Ping thought for a while. The next moment, Fong Ping transformed into Jiang Hao's appearance, smiling. "Senior, how about this?" Warlord glanced at him. After a while, he said, "Good skill. With this skill alone, if you can maintain it for a long time, even if Earth is destroyed, you can still live comfortably in the catacombs." You can find a small city and be a local tyrant. The catacombs are so big. Who has the time to check them one by one? Disguise as a rank 6 and become a local tyrant. No one will care. Fong Ping laughed. That's not as comfortable as it is now. Now, I can do whatever I want. When that time comes, I have to look at other people's faces and be careful, afraid of being discovered. That's true. Warlord laughed. Later, follow me in. Just say that you're going to Mount Royal Sea to train. There are people in Star Town who go to Mount Royal Sea to train too. Call me Old Ancestor. Try not to let others know that you've gone to Magic City's catacombs. Senior, you mean so that others won't have any ideas about you. Warlord laughed cheerfully. He said straightforwardly, "You've been in the limelight recently. Many old farts want to invest in you, but they're weak and don't know anything. There's no harm in working together with me. Do you know why I'm on good terms with Zhang Tao? That's because when he was young, he received my kindness. Now, he still owes me a favor. I have a sharp eye. Everyone who invests will get a return. Of course, it's a win-win situation. No one loses anything. Don't think about relying on others now. Those people are unreliable and not strong enough. They can be killed at any time. You understand?" Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said, "Senior, you really think highly of me. It's nothing. It's just a small investment. It's not a loss even if I die. If I don't die, I'll have made a profit." Warlord grinned. "This is called a small capital and huge profits. All these years, there are many powerhouses who owe me favors. When it comes to a critical moment, all I have to do is call, and followers will gather." Fong Ping broke into laughter again and said nothing more. Warlord pondered for a moment. Suddenly, he said, "I won't give you the avatars. Be careful not to cause a misunderstanding over at the Magic City realm. I might be from Purple Cap Mountain. I might not be a friend, but an enemy. If you really encounter danger in the realm, you can use the names of Old Devil Li or Zhang Tao." Warlord grinned. "Don't worry. If the old devils in the realm are still alive, they'll most likely know about these two. They'll have some scruples. These two fellows are not easy to deal with. They can threaten the old devils in the realm. If we let them exist now, it's not worth it to pay a huge price to attack. If we really attack, these old devils might not be a match for these two. Kid, don't be a coward. It's fine if the old devils inside don't say anything, but if they do, threaten them directly, cough, cough, at a critical moment. Just use Old Devil Li and Zhang Tao to intimidate them." After some thought, Warlord took out a token and smiled. "This belongs to Old Devil Li. Take it. As for Zhang Tao, do you have your own?" Fong Ping nodded. "Yes. He gave me a lot of fake clones previously. I still have a few left." "That's good." The War King chuckled. "Let's go. Of course, remember not to rashly provoke these old geezers." "Understood." After chatting with Warlord for a while, Fong Ping stepped into the vortex. The next moment, Fong Ping's eyes lit up. There was no passageway. On the other side of the vortex was Imperial Sea Mountain. The moment Fong Ping stepped onto the peak of Mount Royal Sea, it was the first time he saw a top-notch powerhouse other than Warlord in Stellar Sky City. A skinny old man was sitting cross-legged at the peak of Mount Royal Sea. Seeing Warlord and Fong Ping enter, the old man glanced at Fong Ping and said lightly, "You brought your kid in at this time. Where are you going?" The War King said impatiently, "None of your business." Fong Ping was a little dazed and did not say anything for a while. The old man, not far away, was not surprised. He said indifferently, "You can't go to the King battlefield. It's very dangerous recently. As for the interior of Mount Royal Sea, Jiang Hao will be in great danger if he goes in alone. I know. You talk too much. I'll bring him to Magic City. I'll keep an eye on him. I'd like to see which blind demon dares to kill him. If he kills my descendant, I'll wipe out those demons. Those demon kings in the 10,000 demon royal court won't dare to talk shit to me. Motherf asterisk cur, I only have a few descendants. If I kill one, I won't let them off. The War King was very domineering. He laughed and said, All right, old Devil Chen, guard the door well. You can only guard the door. Maple King probably won't come for a while. You can relax for a few days. Fong Ping remembered that Chun Gaiang was guarding the West Mountain Catacombs. Now it seemed that it was not only the West Mountain Catacombs. He was also responsible for guarding the passageway to Stellar Sky City. However, was this not too dangerous? This passageway led directly to the outside world. Could Chun Gaiang do it alone? He did not seem strong among the top-notch powerhouses. The War King did not explain. He greeted Chun Gaiang for a while and quickly left with Fong Ping. After walking for a while, the War King said telepathically, Are you curious? There's only old Devil Chin here. How can he guard the passageway? Why doesn't the Catacombs' true king attack the 17th Southern Territory directly and enter Earth? A little. You don't understand. This passageway is actually more dangerous than the passageway to the outside world. This is considered a stowaway passageway. It doesn't exist originally. Or rather, it's a temporary passageway. If someone dares to enter the Catacombs Peak, Chun Gaiang doesn't have to stop them. As long as they attack the vortex the moment they enter, the vortex will erupt into chaos and kill the true king powerhouse who enters directly. Of course, we're almost the same. It's very dangerous anyway. When we go in and out, we'll let one person guard here, and he'll be the reliable kind. We don't trust ordinary people. Old Devil Chin is more of a good person. That's why everyone can accept him guarding here. That's why a long time ago, he could kill a rank 9 in the catacombs with one blow when he was only at the 3rd or 4th level of Golden Body. At this point, the War King looked at Fong Ping and said, You do need to learn this. Besides, you don't only have the problem of insufficient strength control. You also lack a main offensive combat technique. That myriad teacher leveling technique you came up with previously? It's this thing, right? That can only be said to be a low-level, high-ranked energy utilization method, and a combat method that suits you. It's not a real ultimate art. Of course, there's some foundation. The War King thought for a while and said, You still need to study it deeply and come up with an ultimate art. It can let you unleash more power. When you're fighting others now, your energy is overflowing too much. I see that your vitality has reached more than 110,000 calories, close to 120,000 calories. If a martial artist like you can unleash 100%, you won't be considered weak among rank 9 martial artists. Under normal circumstances, rank 9 martial artists have relatively high strength control, at least as high as 60%. A martial artist with 150,000 calories vitality can unleash at least 90,000 calories of destructive power. What about you? Can you unleash 90,000 calories of destructive power? I think you're at most 50%. If you rely on vitality force alone, you'll be considered strong if you can unleash 60,000 calories. There's a huge gap between you and an originality martial artist. Fong Ping nodded slightly and smiled. But my destructive power is still quite deep. It's as high as 60 yuan now. If I can unleash 50% of my destructive power, it'll be equivalent to a vitality of 150,000 calories. If that's the case, an originality powerhouse might not be my match. So high. The War King was a little surprised. Then he said in a low voice, "Is the upper limit of the destructive power of a golden body's 7th level so much? Kid, don't rush to elevate your rank. You should focus on controlling your strength. 60 yuan of destructive power is equivalent to a vitality of 300,000 calories. If you really have 100% control of your own strength, there won't be many rank 9 martial artists who are your match." Of course, this is also difficult. Martial artists who have complete control of their own strength without missing a single bit and unleash it in one move. It's really rare. Li Chongsheng was called a monster. Li Jun was not stingy with his secret arts because of this guy's high control of strength. In rank 9, everyone is basically the same. But why are some people strong and some weak? It's because of this. Li Chongsheng is invincible among those of the same rank. It's also because of his control of strength. If this guy can still do this when he's at the pinnacle, it'll be scary. Although this guy will be half crippled after one move, this guy's one move is enough to kill those of the same rank. In a one-on-one battle, this guy is very strong. Fong Ping sighed again. This was not the first time a pinnacle had praised old man Li. Li Jin saw old man Li as his successor. Zhang Tao had praised old man Li many times. Now, the War King was the same. These people were all powerhouses among the pinnacle. They really thought highly of old man Li. As for Fong Ping, other than advancing quickly, it seemed like he had never been praised in terms of combat strength. Fong Ping was not the type to defeat the strong. When he fought his opponents, it was always the type that crushed them. Control of strength. It's really difficult. Fong Ping sighed. This was indeed difficult. It was a painstaking effort. He had too many things to do. He was not as dedicated as old man Li. The War King did not say anything else. He brought him along and sped along. On the way, they met some of the pinnacles of Star City. However, War King did not talk much. He hurried on with his head down. There was still a long way to go. He had to send Fong Ping to the Magic City catacombs as soon as possible to avoid encountering the catacombs' true king powerhouses. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 796. Magic City Catacombs. The 17th Southern Territory was not far from the 17th Southern Territory by land, but Mount Royal Sea was really far, more than 100,000 li. Even Warlord gave in halfway and chose to walk along the edge of Mount Royal Sea. He could not hold on any longer. On the morning of the 12th, Fong Ping departed from MCMAU. Fong Ping only arrived at Mount Royal Sea, where the Magic City catacombs were located, after dark. The Battle King looked around and said, "The Bamboo King and the Green Wolf King aren't here, but they might come here as soon as I come. We're separated by a few thousand li, so it's easy to sense each other." As he said that, Warlord squeezed Fong Ping's neck and said, "I'll send you to the other side now. Leave as soon as possible. Those two will be here soon. Hide your aura. Be careful too. The catacombs know about your situation now. You're a living person hiding your aura. No matter who you turn into, it's still Fong Ping. If someone finds out you're here, it'll be quite troublesome. I don't want to fight these guys now. The last battle took a lot out of me, and I haven't fully recovered yet. Kid, don't screw me over." Warlord said with a straight face, "You guys are all troublemakers. Try not to screw me over." Fong Ping said helplessly, "Senior, am I that kind of person?" Warlord sighed. "Whether you are or not, I've said it before. You guys are born to be troublesome. Even if you don't look for trouble, trouble will come to you. Try to avoid it." Fong Ping was speechless. These words could not be refuted. Without another word, Warlord had already started crossing Mount Royal Sea with him. Mount Royal Sea was like 2 great dams. The area in between was also very vast. Warlord did not fly too high, as there were space cracks in the sky. As soon as Warlord flew in, his aura exploded. The monsters around him fled, not daring to stay. From afar, Fong Ping heard someone shouting angrily, "Warlord, what do you want?" "For your mother." Warlord also shouted, "I'm going to pee on the other side." "It's none of your business. Mind your own business." "Bastard." The void trembled, and the voice shook the void. Warlord's nonchalant reply enraged the true king, who had asked. Warlord ignored the true king outside and transmitted his voice. "Don't leave first. Hide at the foot of Mount Royal Sea. These fellows will definitely scan you later. If you move, you will be easily discovered. Wait until I get rid of them, then you can move. Also, don't pretend to be a Forbidden Zone emissary this time. You've been fooled once. And if you expect the other party to fall for it a second time, then the other party is truly a fool." "I know." As soon as Fong Ping finished speaking, Warlord tossed him off Mount Royal Sea with a casual fling. The next moment, the War King turned around and flew back. He roared, "Do you want to fight? Come on. I've wanted to fight for a long time. Last time, I killed Xinyu. This time, I'll kill the two of you. Zhang Tao, support me." As soon as he finished speaking, the War King broke through the air, and his fists directly smashed through space. The two catacombs true kings, who had just arrived, looked furious. True King Resurrection was too domineering. At this very moment, the only thought on the minds of the two true kings was to attack the land of rebirth as soon as possible. In the land of rebirth, most of the true kings were silent and would hardly show themselves. But how many true kings were there? That was truly infuriating. The martial king and the war king were the two thorns among them. They would often take the initiative to look for trouble. Now, both of them had come from the 7 Southern Territory. Just as the War King was shouting, the passageway in the Magic City catacombs began to tremble. The 18 rank 9s guarding outside the passageway changed their expressions again and again. A true king had entered the territory. A true king was coming in through the passageway. "Martial King, how dare you? I'm just passing by. It's too far to go elsewhere. Don't worry, I don't kill ants." In the passageway, Zhang Tao's laughter came, his voice echoing thousands of miles away. He chuckled and said, "Don't worry, we're weak. We'll abide by the rules and won't dare to fall out with you. Isn't that courting death? I'm just passing by. This place is close, but other places are too far. Don't you think I've missed both of you?" "Bastard." In the void, an incomparably huge figure appeared. His upper body was bare, and his muscles were about to explode. His green hair was particularly dazzling. He bellowed, "Martial King, don't force us. The divine land is not compromising with you. It's just that we don't want the true kings to bleed. That's why we're letting you struggle at death's door. You provoke us again and again. Do you really think we're easy to bully?" I said, "I'm just passing by." Zhang Tao laughed, then sighed and said, "Forget it, then I won't go. Don't lower yourself to War King's level. If we fight now, both of you are dead for sure. If you don't find 3 to 5 true kings, you better not cause trouble. If War King makes a move, I won't be able to sit back and watch." After saying that, Zhang Tao returned to the surface. The passageway no longer trembled. Outside the passageway, the 18 rank 9 powerhouses heaved a sigh of relief. For a moment, everyone felt lucky. Lucky that they did not kill their way out. If they had killed their way out and encountered a true king, they would have been dead for sure. Imperial Sea Mountain. War King laughed loudly. "You too, do you have the guts to fight? If not, then cut the crap. I'm not going in. I'm just watching from the outside. What's wrong with that?" "Humph. The two true king powerhouses snorted coldly. Then, their mentality spread out rapidly. Very soon, Bamboo King transmitted his voice to the 7 southern regions. His voice echoed thousands of miles away. Men, come to Imperial Sea Mountain to investigate. See if Fong Ping has sneaked into the 7 southern regions. If he's discovered, kill him with all your might. These true kings were not stupid. War King had gone to the outskirts for no reason. Could it be that he had sent Fong Ping in? If they sent Fong Ping in, it might cause a huge commotion. That fellow could disguise himself as someone else. It was very troublesome. War King cursed in his heart, but on the surface, he sneered. Idiot! But then again, Fong Ping really went in. This fellow might have snuck into some city now. You guys check on those powerhouses. Also, be careful that the royal city is bombed. As soon as he said that, Bamboo King's expression changed. He shouted quickly, 1 divine general for each city. Quick! All cities patrol the mineral vein of life. Bamboo King was on guard. This was not the first time this had happened. A royal city had been bombed in the Tiananmen catacombs. Half of the Nanjiang catacombs had been bombed. Previously, even Skyplant City was almost bombed. Now, if Fong Ping really sneaked into the royal city and bombed the giant mine, it would be a complete disgrace. The next moment, some of the city's powerhouses began to patrol quickly. At the passageway entrance, a total of 12 rank, 9 powerhouses began to return. This scene left War King slightly dumbfounded. So effective? If he had known earlier, he might have attacked the Magic City catacombs now. In an instant, 12 rank, 9 powerhouses were lured away. This brat has bombed these fellows so much that they're scared. War King glanced at the 2 true kings in front of him and said mockingly, "That's all you got? That's all you got, and you still dare to invade Earth?" The 2 true kings ignored him, their faces gloomy. Fong Ping was a disaster. They could not guard against Fong Ping day and night. They had to find an opportunity to kill Fong Ping first. In the past, Fong Ping did not cause much trouble in the Magic City catacombs, so it was not a big problem. The most troublesome time was the destruction of Sky Gate City, but that was a personal grudge with King Huai. But now, with the personality of the resurrected martial artist, he would counterattack the 7 southern territories sooner or later. In that case, Fong Ping might enter the 7 southern territory again. Bamboo King and Green Wolf King looked at each other, not saying a word, but they had made up their minds. Maybe this was their chance to kill Fong Ping. It could not be helped if he hid on the ground. But once he entered the 7 southern territory, they could think of a way to kill Fong Ping. So what if they broke the agreement? If they killed Fong Ping, would the land of rebirth dare to go to war for a dead man? But with War King and Martial King here, it would be troublesome. The 2 true kings calculated in their hearts for a while. Maybe they needed a few more true kings here in the near future. But recently, everyone was busy with the king battleground. The 100 Kings assembly was about to start, but it was good. Some true kings who rarely showed their faces would also appear this time. Since everyone had come out, there would be a chance to invite some people here. Mount Royal Sea, at the foot of the mountain. Fong Ping dug a hole and buried himself. Hearing that the 2 true kings wanted to send people to search for him, Fong Ping was still a little worried. But when he heard the 2 shouting for people to return to the city, Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. That was good. He had to find a chance to leave. But at this time, the 2 true kings were still here. Fong Ping was worried that it would cause an unforeseen event, so he did not move. After waiting for a while, Fong Ping suddenly heard War King's laughter. "Can you not look at me like that? Do you want to fight? I just killed a true king. My hands are itching now. Still looking? Don't force me. Still looking? Then I won't hold back." Rumble, A series of explosions sounded. Fong Ping was speechless listening to them. This temper, although he knew that they were looking for an opportunity for him, this temper of theirs was really awesome. Fong Ping did not delay. While they were fighting, Fong Ping concealed his aura. With a move of his body, he quickly disappeared on the spot. Half an hour later, Fong Ping was far away from Imperial Sea Hill, slightly relieved. At this moment, Fong Ping looked at his own data again. He was fully prepared. He did not know how much he would lose this time. That fellow Jiao had been tricked once. This time, there were no benefits. He might not be tricked again. Wealth, 920 million points vitality, 116,600 calories, 1,167,000 calories, mentality, 7,899 hertz, 7,909 hertz, destructive force, 60 yuan, storage space, 10,000 cubic meters, plus, energy shield, 1 point/minute, plus, aura simulation, 10 points/minute, plus, origin detailed analysis, 10-100 million points/time. His wealth dropped by 1 billion points. Fong Ping did not care. Previously, he condensed close to 30,000 yuan of imperishable substance. That was already 300 million points spent. In addition to assisting the martial artists in the school in their cultivation, he had also spent a lot. Now, there was more than 900 million left. It was enough for him. About 2,000 li to the west is the bounded zone. But I have to pass through the 10,000 ants desert. I have to be careful. Fong Ping assessed the situation in front of him. Without further delay, he quickly used flight step toward the west. There were a few cities in front of him, but this time, Fong Ping avoided them. He did not enter the cities. Even if those rank 9s were not here and had not returned, he did not plan to enter. If he went now, other than blowing up mines, there would be no other use. Blowing up mines, though, why would he blow up his own mine? Back then, he did not blow up Skygate City's mine. Later, it became his, 2,000 li away. In the bounded zone, on a huge abandoned square, the Jiao was lying motionless. In the bounded zone, it was very leisurely. There was no need to cultivate. Every month, he just had to wait for the energy tide to erupt in the bounded zone. There was no point in cultivating normally. Without energy, unable to absorb energy, he might as well just eat and wait for death. Looking at the energetic, red-eyed fellows around him who were ready to start a war, the Jiao was very disdainful. Idiots! They actually thought about fighting all day here. If they were not idiots, what were they? Think of a way to enter the inner circle. There was good stuff inside. So much energy had seeped in, yet none of the demons had considered going in. While the Jiao was lying on the ground, at the side, a galloping goat that looked like a goat wandered over. Out of the 4 golden body monsters back then, 2 were blown up before they could reach the bounded zone. The Jiao and the galloping goat were fast. Although they were almost blown up by King Huai's punch across the air, at least they survived. That day was also a coincidence. The energy tide erupted in the bounded zone. All the demons had gone to absorb the energy, so none of them paid attention to them. Coincidentally, the energy tide erupted, giving them energy to heal. In addition to that, Fong Ping gave them a lump of imperishable substance. At least the 2 monsters managed to repair their golden bodies, saving them from death. As the galloping goat walked over, its mentality fluctuated for a while. The Jiao rolled its huge eyelids. It was too lazy to move, and it did not want to speak. Little brother came here with the intention of being the king of the mountain. Peak rank, 8 golden body, was not considered weak. It was not impossible to be the king of the mountain, but was it necessary? The bounded zone was only so big. Usually, energy could not be seen here. So what if it was the king? The Jiao was now thinking about how to enter the inner circle. If it entered, perhaps rank 9 would not be a problem. It had improved very quickly, although it had just entered rank 8. It already had the strength of a peak rank 8. However, it was still a long way from rank 9. Demons advancing to rank 9, although there was also the origin path, but for the demons, it was not too difficult. At least the Jiao thought it was not difficult. Origin path or not, it just wanted to become stronger. This was its path. The path was clear. If there was a path, walk the path. If there was no path, open the path. How simple. The Jiao ignored the galloping goat. Its big eyes swept across the boundary wall, not far away. This thing was very difficult to break. It attacked a few times and was almost killed by the recoil. I can't just stay here and wait for every tide of life to erupt, the Jiao thought to itself. That was what other demons thought, but not it. It was normal for these demons to not reach rank 9 even after hundreds or thousands of years of cultivation. It could not tolerate that. Every time the tide of life erupted, it could improve a little. But if this continued, how long would it take to reach rank 9? 10 years? 100 years? The imperishable substance given by Chef had been used up. Now it could only rely on the energy given by the inner circle. It did not dare to go out. If it did, it would be killed. King Huai was bent on killing it. It did not dare to go out now. Moreover, with the personality of the 100 Beasts Forest's Demon King, it did not protect it last time. If it went out this time, even the demons of 100 Beasts Forest might come after it. The Jiao stared at the boundary wall for a while. Then it looked at the demons around it. These demons were not considered strong. They were some of its underlings. There was not a single rank 8. Swallowing them is useless. Should I find a few supremacies and swallow them? The Jiao began to plan again. Swallowing supremacies was still useful, absorbing and digesting their golden bodies, swallowing their demon cores, swallowing imperishable substances. This was also a way to improve. But it was very dangerous. There were many demons here, and there were also many rank 9 demon kings here. These two outsiders were able to stand firm here thanks to its strong interpersonal skills. If it was discovered that it was devouring some demons now, it would be troublesome. The demons could not devour, the boundary wall could not be opened, and the bounded domain did not dare to come out. At this moment, the Jiao was very frustrated. The sheep beast beside it was still chattering. Listening to it, the Jiao wanted to bite it to death. But after thinking about it, it only had one brother. Forget it. It would be one less helper even if it was bitten to death. It would just bear with it. I miss the old days. At this moment, the Jiao missed the days when it planted trees in the Jiao forest. At least it had something to look forward to. It knew that there was hope to seize Monster with City's giant mine. But now, there was no hope at all. It did not even have energy to cultivate normally. There were so many rank 9 demon kings in this small place. It made it even more uncomfortable. Why don't these demon kings fight among themselves? If they fight and a few die, I'll take the opportunity to devour them and advance to the demon king realm. As the Jiao thought about this, its big eyes revealed a look of deep thought. Maybe it was time to think of a way to trick these demon kings into fighting. These demons were more stupid. Maybe they were easier to trick them into fighting and take the opportunity to reap some benefits. The Jiao thought for a while and growled at the sheep beast. Go check out the situation. Stop nagging me all the time. It's very annoying. After sending the sheep beast away, the Jiao continued to lie down. It began to think of a way to create an opportunity for these demon kings to fight among themselves, kill their subordinates, and create conflict. But this place is so small, it's hard to hide. Even if their subordinates die, they might not fight. It's a pity the imperishable substance that Chef gave me last time has been used up. Otherwise, I could throw some out and find an opportunity to make them fight over the imperishable substance. I heard that Chef's side was defeated. I'm afraid he's on the run. Like me, the Jiao was quite well informed. Across the Forbidden Sea was the 10,000 Ants Desert. Although that giant ant was killed, it still had descendants. Among its descendants, there were demons who communicated with the Jiao. These days, the Jiao would sometimes go to the Forbidden Sea tributary to exchange information with the demons there. It mainly wanted to know if King Huai was still chasing after it. Unfortunately, the status of these demons was too low. They did not know the whereabouts of the true king. However, the resurrected martial artist had been defeated. That was something the Jiao knew. It heard that Hope City had been destroyed. It looked like there was no hope for Chef to come here again. The Jiao even knew a big piece of news. Chef was wanted by the entire region. This was big news. Back then, the true king had ordered all regions to kill Fang Ping. It knew who Fang Ping was. I wonder if I kill Chef and hand him over to King Huai, will he stop chasing after me? Chef can be exchanged for a lot of things. Who would have thought that a chef who was so weak back then would be wanted by the entire region? Now, at this time, the Jiao recalled the situation when it first met Fang Ping. A level 3 martial artist. At that time, it could have killed him with a single breath. It was just too lazy to kill him. It never did anything that would make a loss. There was no point in killing him. It was more satisfying to let him feed it. In the end, as it fed him, the other party actually had an endless supply of vitality. That was the main reason it did not kill him. Now that it thought about it, it did not know whether it was good or bad. Its escape from the realm had something to do with Chef. He promised it the Mine of Life, but he did not get it. It was a big loss, and 2 of its brothers died. If I have the chance to meet Chef again, I will never trust him again. I will swallow him in one bite. The Jiao's heart was suddenly filled with hatred. This guy had caused it so much trouble. Unless Chef returns his mind to me. Otherwise, I will bite him to death. As it was thinking, the Jiao's big nose suddenly twitched. It had a bad feeling. Did I sense it wrong? Why would it smell such a familiar smell at this time? This was the domain of a domain. Even the true king did not dare to trespass. King Huai's subordinates had god generals who wanted to kill it, but it had sensed it in advance, so it had complained to the demon race, saying that these people had come to seize territory and had almost killed the other party's god generals. Only then did they not dare to come again. Why would Chef come here? Besides, the revived martial artist was defeated and left the 7 southern regions. How could that be possible? The Jiao wanted to ignore it, but the smell was getting stronger and stronger. This smell, it could not forget it. It was sweet and fragrant, especially delicious. Even if it could not sense the specific location, it had a feeling that only Chef had this taste. It had eaten it many times. Its big nose twitched again. It looked around. The little demons did not seem to notice. The Jiao was a little suspicious. It turned on the spot, its big head facing the outside. I really smelled it. In the next moment, the Jiao's eyes widened. What did I see? What did I see? Chef is here. Not far away. Fang Ping smiled, waving at the big dog. No, at the Jiao. Big brother is still alive. It is not easy. I went through so much trouble just to find you. One day of not seeing the Jiao felt like 3 years. It had been a few months he had not seen the Jiao. He was starting to miss it. This was the demon beast. He knew the earliest. He knew it when he was rank 3, and it was rank 8. Now he was rank 8. It was also rank 8. It was not easy. Fang Ping waved for a while, then shushed it. A small ball of golden, imperishable substance appeared in his hand. Then he turned and walked into the forest. Let's talk in private. There are indeed many demons here. He had to be careful. In other realms, there were almost no rank 9 demon beasts, but there were many rank 8. But here, Fong Ping sensed that there were 4 rank 9 demon beasts. He had to be careful. As expected, the demons here were stronger than the rest. Fong Ping turned and entered the forest. The Jiao looked left and right, its eyes still wide. In the next moment, the Jiao stood up slowly. Chef really came. Was he going to be rich? Should he bite him to death later? Or wait and let him think of a way to kill those demon kings before biting him to death? What a dilemma! Right, Chef had been to the realm before. Could he enter the inner area? Should he plot against those demon kings first, kill them, then enter the inner area and bite Chef to death? The Jiao thought about many things, but no matter what, it was going to be rich this time. Shaking its butt, the Jiao looked around again. Seeing that there were no demons paying attention, it walked into the forest leisurely. What a surprise! Coincidentally, it was hungry. It would ask Chef for something to eat first. Maybe I should keep Chef as a pet. The Jiao suddenly thought of this problem. There was nothing to eat here, and it had to wait every month. It might as well keep Chef and let him make food for it every day. Chapter 797. In the small forest, Fong Ping looked around. Magic City's bounded domain was slightly different from other places. Tiannan's bounded domain was surrounded by deserted ancient cities. Xishan's bounded domain was surrounded by mountains and wastelands. Magic City's side was extremely flat. There were no ancient cities, but there seemed to be many underground lairs. This was not found in other bounded domains. In the other domains, the underground was sealed, and the demon race was rather fearful of the surface. Even if they rested, they would do so on the surface. But here, Fong Ping saw some underground caverns that looked like beehives. There were demons living inside. This place is more suitable for demons to live. No wonder the demons here are stronger than other places. As Fong Ping was thinking, the corner of his mouth twitched. Jiao was here. Outside the forest, Jiao held its head high. Its large, cold eyes swept across Fong Ping coldly, as if to say, "How dare you come?" Seeing Jiao's attitude, Fong Ping smiled and waved lightly. "King Jiao, come." He looked like he was feeding a big dog, but Jiao probably had not seen it before. Fong Ping did not care. In the past, he was afraid to see Jiao because he was not as strong as this demon beast. He was worried that it would eat him. But now, if Jiao dared to attack, Fong Ping could beat it until its parents could not recognize it. Rank 8-7 stage. And in this energy-sealed area, Fong Ping could beat a rank 9 demon beast to a pulp, let alone a rank 8 demon beast. Even Origin's Path demons were almost the same. Origin's Path amplified power, but that was also built in areas with energy. Without energy, Origin's Path powerhouses could only use their own stored energy. They were slightly stronger than the average rank, 9, but there was a limit in the bounded domain. Unless it was in the inner area, there was not much difference between Origin's Path powerhouses and weak rank 9 powerhouses. Here, the demons actually had the advantage. Demons were physically strong, huge, and had stored a lot of energy. That was why the bounded domain's outer area was usually the demon's world. But when they met Fong Ping, these demons had to kneel. Jiao was a little dissatisfied with Fong Ping's attitude. Chef saw it, but there was no fear or trepidation, nor was he as humble as before. This made Jiao a little unhappy. Most importantly, the other party did not apologize to it. Last time, he was almost killed by King Huai. Thinking of this, the sly growled, his face cold and his voice cold. Seeing this, Fong Ping laughed. "King Jiao, you and I can actually communicate through mentality. Roar! The Jiao's face was filled with rage. I won't use my spiritual energy to communicate. What can you do? Fang Ping's heart was filled with disdain. He now had a rough idea that the Jiao might be mentally handicapped and might not be able to communicate through mentality. When demons reached rank 7, they could already communicate with mentality. Once he reached the true king realm, he could even form a human incarnation like Tianyu. If the celestial elm was a demon plant, then a demon beast expert would actually be easier to deal with than a demon plant. Upon reaching the true king realm, the demonic beasts would possess incredible control over their physical bodies. In fact, they would even be able to take on the appearance of a human. Of course, some of the characteristics of the demonic beasts might be carried along with them, such as turning into a dog-headed man. If Fang Ping could change his physical form, so could the demons. If a true monarch realm demonic beast transformed, it might have a gigantic demonic race head and become something like a beast man. As for the Jiao that did not know how to communicate through mentality, Fang Ping might despise it, but he did not care. The Jiao was furious. Fang Ping was all smiles. King Jiao, you know what happened last time. Everything was an accident. I did not expect King Huai to enter the outskirts. King Jiao, you saw the situation then. Even my elder ancestor could not stop it unless a true King Jiao fight to the death. Roar. Mineral veins? Fang Ping gave it a look. Damn, you still remember the mineral veins? You have a good memory. Fang Ping coughed softly. My elder ancestor took away the mineral veins last time. Many people participated in the battle last time, so it was divided up after the battle. At this moment, the Jiao was furious. Chef had divided his mineral veins. Roar. The Jiao was greedy. It almost died. This deck could be put aside for now, but it had to return its mineral veins. In its anger, the Jiao remembered that Chef did not even feed it this time. This was too much of a bully. It had to teach him a lesson. Roar. In a fit of rage, the Jiao rammed its golden horn at Fang Ping. Chef's current attitude made it very unhappy. It decided to teach him a lesson, to let him understand that the golden-horned king would always be the golden-horned king. So what if Chef had a true king ancestor? It was still being hunted by a true king. Would a true king dare to come here? King Jiao, why are you so angry? It's just a half-broken mineral veins. Fang Ping looked at it, as if it was ignorant, which made the Jiao even angrier. Its golden horn glinted coldly, and it rammed rapidly at Fang Ping's chest. Ramming the chest meant that it did not want to kill him. Ramming the head meant that it wanted to kill him. Fang Ping saw this and sighed. The Jiao had become irritable. It used to be easy to talk to, but now it wanted to teach him a lesson. Was it trying to take him down a notch? What was the point? Fang Ping did not waste any more words. He reached out and grabbed its golden horn. Still smiling, he said, King Jiao, why are you so irritable? You and I have worked together many times. Other than the last time, when has the king ever suffered a loss? The Jiao ignored him and continued ramming. After struggling for a while, the Jiao's eyes widened. What was going on? Its golden horn had been grabbed, and it was hurting. It was a peak venerable demon beast. It had fought with a demon king before. The Jiao was stunned. Was it not full? Or did it use too little strength? Also, Chef dared to resist. How dare he? The Jiao was even angrier. Intense energy waves erupted from its golden horn. Chef dared to resist. It was still erupting. Fang Ping was also secretly releasing destructive energy. He looked relaxed, but in reality, it was a struggle. He gripped the Jiao's golden horn tightly and destroyed its energy outburst. King, this place has energy restrictions. Why waste energy? King? Fang Ping was still talking cheerfully. He chuckled. Also, King Jiao might not know this, but a few days ago, I went to the restricted area and gained something. I bathed in imperishable substances, rinsed my mouth with life essence, ate the true king's holy fruit, and ate the rank 9 demon plant's only fruit. After a while, I unintentionally entered rank 8 seventh refinement. Perhaps King Jiao doesn't understand, but I have now entered the weak rank 9, which is the king's realm in the outer domain. King Jiao, you also know that I can recover energy infinitely. In this place where energy is restricted, I can recover energy infinitely. Plus, the elder ancestor gave me countless imperishable substances. Cough, cough, King Jiao shouldn't be able to do anything to me. Fong Ping laughed heartily. The Jiao's eyes were about to turn into gongs. Fong Ping grabbed its golden horn with one hand and stroked its huge head with the other. He caressed it for a moment, sighing in his heart. This big dog's head was too hard. It hurt to touch. What a pity. It was better to keep furry pets. The Jiao didn't have any fur on its body. Its golden armor was hard to touch. He was touching it, and the Jiao could no longer care about this insulting gesture. Chef had entered King's realm. Chef had entered King's realm. Chef had actually entered King's realm. It was stunned. From the way it saw it, it hadn't known Chef for long. Just 2 years. To demons, this little bit of time was nothing. Some demons woke up after sleeping for a few years. In the time it took to sleep, Chef had surpassed it. He had become a king. The Jiao couldn't believe it. It didn't want to believe it. Suddenly, it growled in a low voice. The power of destruction appeared on its golden horn. I haven't even used my strength yet. I don't believe it. King, don't waste imperishable substances. Fong Ping sighed. His entire body was wrapped in imperishable substances. In the next moment, the Jiao entered his golden house. Then, a rank 9 Changdao appeared in Fong Ping's hand. A set of rank 8 battle armor appeared on his body. The rank 9 battle boots on his feet shone brightly. The Jiao was already in a daze. Fong Ping sat down on the illusory sofa and smiled. King, it's quieter here. This is my materialized space. Let's talk, don't fight. If we fight, I've just advanced. It wouldn't be good if I accidentally hurt King Jiao. I've said it, a broken mineral vein is nothing. I've been to the imperial city of the restricted area. There are 99 mineral veins stronger than Skygate City. I've been to the lake of life of the true king demon plant. It's an energy lake made of its life essence. It's endless. I've been to the lake of eternity in the restricted area. It's full of imperishable substances. Until today, to be honest, a tiny broken mineral vein. Fong Ping shook his head, feeling a little lost. It's really nothing. In the past, I thought a few energy stones were something good. Now that I think about it, I was really short-sighted. But at that time, my ability was low. It's normal. When I've reached my current level, I finally understand how laughable it is. It's just a mineral vein, a roadside item. Even if it's thrown on the ground, it might not attract the attention of powerhouses. I actually treated it like a treasure. Laughable. Having said that, a huge mass of imperishable substances appeared in Fong Ping's hand. He lamented again. I've seen so many lakes like this. True King's ultimate arts, rank 9 divine weapons. Even true King's divine weapons. Humans, when their abilities are different, their horizons will be completely different. King, from the outer domain, they're just rank 9. In the restricted area, I've seen dozens of true King powerhouses. The Jiao had already forgotten about attacking Fong Ping. Its face was blank, and its mouth was almost drooling. Lake of life, lake of imperishable substances, 99 gigantic mineral veins of life. True King's ultimate arts, true King's divine weapons. Chef ate the holy fruit of a true King's demon plant as a meal. directly ate it to King Realm? In just a few years, the other party became a King Realm, achieved the level that it had always dreamed of. At this moment, the Jiao suddenly felt a little inferior. The next moment, Fang Ping threw out a mass of imperishable substances, smiling faintly. King, if you only care about a few energy stones. No problem. I didn't bring them this time. I'll come again. Next time. It's just a few tens of thousands of caddies of energy stones. I'll give them to you. But if the king is so short-sighted, I'm afraid I'll have to underestimate the king. Even if the king swallowed the mineral vein and became a weak rank 9, so what? Nowadays, rank 9 is worthless. I just went to the restricted area and killed dozens of rank 19. In the restricted area, the rank 9 demons are just doing odd jobs. Rank 9 demons like the king can be seen everywhere in the restricted area. Who dares to call themselves a king? Even the gatekeepers are rank 9. When I got to the restricted area, I finally understood why so many demons came to the Outland. There's no choice. Rank 9 demons are worthless in the restricted area. They can be found everywhere. What's the point of staying there? Fang Ping sighed. Sky Plant Royal Court's True King Tianyu, Sky Fate Royal Court's True King Xianlong. These True King level demons only have status in the restricted area. In their eyes, mineral veins are just a joke. If you throw it in front of them, they won't even bother to look at it. True King Tian, you sleeps at the source of 99 mineral veins. He doesn't even bother to dig. That's a demon's life. Fang Ping saw that the Jiao seemed to be lost in its fantasy. He chuckled. There's no need to go through so much trouble. You still have to dig it yourself. There's a large number of rank 9 servants for you to use. They eat life essence every meal and drink life essence every day. That's the peak of demons. King, this time I came here on one hand to see you. On the other hand, I feel bad about what happened last time. I want to give the king some compensation. But I didn't expect the king to attack me the moment we met. Before I finished speaking, he started asking for some energy stones that I didn't like and threw to my subordinates. Fang Ping shook his head. The Jiao was too narrow-minded. Energy stones. Do I care about these things? You actually attacked me for some stones. That's it. With such a narrow vision, how can you achieve great things? The Jiao's gaze was no longer dazed. It regained clarity. It looked at Fang Ping, widening its eyes as if it wanted to ask something. It seemed to be struggling about something. Attacking Chef. Forget it. I don't think I'm a match for him. The mine of life. Was it a little embarrassing to talk about that broken mine of life now? The king was the king of a clan. Chef threw it to his subordinates like it was trash. Was it a little embarrassing for the Jiao to ask for it now? No, it couldn't bear to. Without the mine of life, how could it advance to rank 9? The Jiao was conflicted. It struggled, but it did not delay. It swallowed the imperishable substance that Fang Ping threw at it. Satisfied, Fang Ping did not give it a chance to roar. He smiled. This time, I came to the bounded domain to prepare for something big. Once this is done, I may officially enter the original Dao realm. The impasse realm is not far from me. Within a year or two, I'm afraid I'll reach the pinnacle. At that time, if the pinnacle doesn't enter the outer realms, I might not have the chance to meet the Jiao King again. Of course, at that time, the great king can leave the domain. I will become the absolute peak, and King Huai will definitely be killed. If he was killed, who would pursue the Jiao King? A mere weak absolute peak, an existence at the bottom of the desperate despair realm dares to strut around. A few days ago, my family's old ancestor killed the mysterious Jade, true monarch, a powerful desperate despair realm expert. I seized the opponent's ultimate technique and gave it to my subordinate, the Snake King. Did the Jiao King know the Snake King? The level 9, who teamed up with you last time, will probably advance to the Paragon stage this time. It's a pity that the mysterious Jade, True King's Tao of Origin, is also weak. Now, I'm advising him not to advance to the Paragon stage. Let's wait until he kills a powerful True King and snatches his Tao of Origin. Roar, the Jiao called out in a low voice, sounding a little weak. The Snake King was also about to reach the apex. Chef's subordinates were all about to become true kings. This was simply too demoralizing. It knew Wu Quishan. It had seen him many times. Although the other party was slightly stronger than it, there was a limit to his strength. It had only been a few days, and the other party had become a true king. King Huai had become an existence not even worth mentioning. The Jiao was already stunned. At this moment, its mind was a little chaotic. Should the king say something? But what should it say? Also, what was the important matter that Chef mentioned? Could it reap some benefits? The king wanted to achieve rank 9. At this moment, Fong Ping had already put away the House of Gold and appeared on the same spot again. Looking at the domain zone, he murmured, "This time, I want to seize the entire 7 southern regions, including the domain zone, and turn this place into MCMAU's backyard. I have already contacted many absolute peak powerhouses. Everything is ready. Only the last step is left. This time, there is another purpose for coming here, to investigate the situation here. MCMAU is about to attack the domain zone. King Jiao, after this, there is probably no way for the Demon Clan to survive here. You can either go to Imperial Sea Mountain or the Forbidden Sea. However, there are many rank 9 in these places. You are proud and arrogant. I am also worried that you will clash with them. In the future, when it is time to lower your head, you still have to lower your head." Fong Ping said this with some sadness. He said softly, "After seizing the 7 southern regions, humans will not allow the Demon Clan to continue living here. You and 100 Beast Forest are not on good terms. When that time comes, life will be difficult." The Jiao was stunned again. Seizing the 7 southern regions, Chef wanted to unify the 7 southern regions and become the real king of a region, including the domain zone. What should I do in the future? Imperial Sea Mountain? The Forbidden Sea? There were many rank 9 in these places. If I go there, won't I have to live a more difficult life? Roar! The Jiao growled again, somewhat at a loss. What should I do? Where should I go? Fong Ping sighed softly. If you become my mount, forget it, my elder ancestor will not agree. The Demon Clan cannot be trusted. Not only that, your ability is too weak. You can't keep up with my speed at all. I am about to achieve the peak. After all, the king is only a rank 8. The gap is too big. If I say that I will take you as my mount, my elder ancestor will not believe me. Moreover, the Demon Clan also hurts people. They have fought with humans before. We have a grudge. Of course, King Jiao and I have worked together many times. I can trust him, but not the others. At first, the Jiao's expression changed when it heard the word mount. However, when it heard that it was not even qualified to be a mount, the Jiao was suddenly at a loss. I don't even have the right to be a mount. Humans are not that powerful. No, Chef's family is very powerful. His elder ancestor is a true king. His subordinate has become a true king. Chef is also going to become a true king. While it was still thinking, Fong Ping sighed again. How can a true king's mount be a rank 8? And a rank 8 who might cause trouble? Not long after, the longevity sword will also become a peak. These people are more hostile to the Demon Clan. They think that it is best to forge a divine weapon. This time, when I came here, they wanted me to take a closer look to see if there are many demons here, and how many divine weapons can be forged. I thought that since King Jiao is here, I should come and take a look. Otherwise, if I am not careful and they come in directly and accidentally hurt the king, if it becomes a divine weapon in the blink of an eye, then I will really let the king down. Roar. The Jiao was a little annoyed. It did not want to become a divine weapon. It was not easy for it to gain a foothold in the bounded domain. How could it become a divine weapon now? If Chef did not come this time, would it not be killed by mistake? At this moment, the Jiao was really a little confused. What should it do? Fong Ping, however, ignored it. He scanned the area again and murmured, "There are many demons here. I saw 4 rank, 9 demons, maybe more. More than 20 rank, 8 demons. If it was used to forge a divine weapon, it would be a considerable sum. As for King Jiao, take this opportunity or leave in a few days. I will let the king go. There is still a long way to go. I hope that one day I can see the king reach the peak. Only then will we have a chance to meet again." Roar. The Jiao shook its head, looking a little sad. It was also at a loss about the future. Where am I going? I was born and raised in the 7 southern regions. I have never left the 7 southern regions in my life. Now, the 7 southern regions were going to become Chef's backyard. The world was big, but there was no place for it. If it went to the Forbidden Sea and Mount Imperial Sea, it would be fine if it was easy to communicate with an outsider. If the local demon king was not easy to communicate with, wouldn't it kill it on a whim? The Jiao sat down. At this moment, the abandoned puppy suddenly looked at Fong Ping, its face full of expectation. Did Chef have a way? The 7 southern regions had become Chef's home. Couldn't it stay in his home? It had helped Chef before. Fong Ping did not seem to have thought of this. He had already started to plan a way out for it. He said in a low voice, "When we take down the 7 southern regions and conquer the bounded domain, I will think of a way to send the king to the Forbidden Zone. In the Forbidden Zone, although rank 8 demon beasts are only carriages and mounts, at least they can live. I have seen many dragon beasts in the Forbidden Zone. They are also rank 8 demon beasts. They are public mounts, pay some energy stones, and you can ride them at will. As long as you don't cause trouble, you can get dozens of energy stones in a year. The energy in the Forbidden Zone is abundant. After 100 years, the king may be able to achieve rank 9 and not be considered an existence that does odd jobs. But remember, the king, when you are being ridden by others, you must be careful. Some descendants of the true king are hard to serve. They will kill demons at the slightest disagreement. Previously, I rode dragon beasts with the Maple King's descendants and killed 7 or 8 of them along the way. Dragon beasts' meat is really disgusting. I'm sick of it. The Jiao imagined going to the Forbidden Zone in the future and being ridden by others. It would tire itself out every day. In the end, it would be killed and eaten at the slightest disagreement. No, this is not the king's future. The king does not want this. To actually pull a carriage, to become a public mount. Demon, no. The Jiao was terrified. The leisure it had before was no more. The thought of getting even with Fong Ping earlier also disappeared instantly. I want to live. Live well. As for Fong Ping lying to it, Chef already had the strength of a king. It could not help but believe him. Also, this time, Chef came to the bounded domain. He was probably really to scout for information. This fellow was counting the number of demons and preparing to forge divine weapons. It was scared. The Jiao's big eyes revealed fear and confusion. Fong Ping glanced at it from the corner of his eye. He sighed in his heart again. Demons were so easy to fool. Although the big dog thought of itself as very smart, the smarter it was, the easier it was to fool. Are you dumbfounded now? You're not begging me to take you as a mount, and at the same time, make some contributions for the upcoming battle. Without proof of allegiance, I will not take in a weakling like you. P.S. Sorry for the delay in the next chapter. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 798. Fong Ping waited for Jiao to speak. He had always thought that Jiao had some intelligence. But now Jiao was confused, looking at Fong Ping blankly. Fong Ping was helpless. Do you really want me to say it out loud? Isn't it good that everyone has a tacit understanding? Looking at your expression now, I seriously suspect that you have no idea what to do next. Fong Ping pondered for a moment, then said slowly, Also, I came to the bounded zone this time with the intention of cleaning up the demons in the bounded zone to prevent them from causing trouble at the crucial moment. Although we have the absolute advantage in attacking the 7 southern regions and the bounded zone, we cannot be careless. King Jiao, if you want to leave, I think you should think of a way out now. Otherwise, if I clean up the demons now, it may attract the attention of the true kings in the bounded zone. Although I'm not afraid, and they won't dare to kill me, King Jiao will be in danger. In this world, no matter if you are a human or a demon, you can't do anything without a backer. I have a few true kings protecting me. Even the old antiques in the bounded zone won't dare to do anything to me. There are many true kings who want to kill me in the restricted zone, but there are still dozens of them. When I went to the restricted zone, dozens of true kings wanted to kill me. In the end, my elder ancestor contacted a few old friends and almost killed those true kings. They were so scared that they no longer dared to mention killing me. But it's difficult without a backer. Fong Ping sighed. If King Jiao has a way, I think it's better to find a force with a backer. At the very least, there must be a true king holding the fort. Without a true king, there's no backing. Right now, the most suitable force for King Jiao to rely on is the myriad demon royal court, but it's very chaotic there. Not long ago, dozens of true kings' descendants died. Guarding the royal court is also troublesome. They don't like to take in foreign demons. Destiny Royal Court is fine as a bus, but they like to raise demons and eat their meat. Heavenly Plants Royal Court, forget it. They have a good relationship with demon plants, but they politely decline monsters. No matter how I think about it, maybe only the Forbidden Sea is suitable for King Jiao. But there are countless rank 9 monsters in the Forbidden Sea. They might not be interested in rank 8 demons. King Jiao probably knows this. Jiao nodded its huge head. Of course I know. Over at the Forbidden Sea, there were many demons under the water, and there were also many rank 9s. Moreover, even though it didn't matter whether it was underwater or not at its current realm, it still wasn't used to living underwater. It didn't want to live underwater. No matter how big the world is there no place for this king? Seeing that it was still confused, Fong Ping cursed in his heart. Stupid dog. I've already made it very clear that none of these forces are suitable for you. Furthermore, they all have the backing of a true monarch, as well as the people you're on good terms with. Apart from me, do you have any other choices? Why can't you understand? What about his IQ? Fong Ping waited for a moment. When there was no response, he smiled faintly again and said, Let's not talk about this for now. King Jiao has been in the bounded boundaries for some time now. Why don't you tell me about the situation here? This time, I came here with the intention of testing my skills. I'll kill some rank 9 beasts and bring them back to forge divine weapons. It's not a waste. Of course, I only need the brain core and the heart core. King Jiao, you can eat the demon's flesh as you please. Hurry up and advance to the 9th level. A rank 8 monster is really not enough now. The Jiao's eyes widened. killing demonic beasts to forge divine weapons. The chef wanted to kill king-level monsters. Fang Ping laughed. Don't worry, King Jiao. What's the relationship between you and me? Killing demons is because they're blocking my way. I'm determined to conquer the 7 southern territories. These demons may become an obstacle. If they're really willing to follow my orders, I'm not willing to slaughter them wantonly. But not all demons are as friendly to humans as you are, King Jiao. Some demons are stubborn. For the sake of great things, they must be killed. Roar! At that moment, the Jiao seemed to have thought of something and suddenly growled. Fang Ping listened attentively. Slightly puzzled, he asked, King Jiao, are you saying that you're friendly to humans? Won't that spoil your plans? Don't worry, King Jiao. Fang Ping will not attack you. Roar! I can't kill them? Fang Ping laughed again. It's fine. I have the elder ancestors' avatar. In fact, I don't even need it. I can kill them all by myself. Just watch, King Jiao. The Jiao suddenly did not know what to say. After struggling for a while, it roared again, this time with some hesitation. King Jiao, you mean? Fang Ping thought for a while before saying, you can convince these demons so that they won't attack humans? Fang Ping asked curiously, King Jiao, why are you pleading for these demons? Fang Ping was a little puzzled. This Jiao was quite selfish. Why was it pleading for other demons now? This was beyond his expectations. The Jiao roared a few more times. It was not pleading for mercy. It was just testing Fang Ping to see if he would agree. If he agreed, that would mean they could still coexist peacefully. Besides, if he could let go of those demons that he was not familiar with, what about this demon that was very familiar with Chef? Fang Ping frowned for a while and said slowly, demons are wild and hard to tame. Humans don't have the extra energy to suppress them. If they don't kill them, they might cause trouble. I've said it before. Not every demon is as intelligent as you, King Jiao, unless they have an intelligent leader who can suppress them. And their leader is highly intelligent and trustworthy. But how is that possible? Up until today, I've only seen a demon like this, King Jiao. Fang Ping took advantage of the situation and said with some regret, it's a pity that King Jiao isn't the leader here, and his strength is slightly weaker. Otherwise, the demons here could really become humans' ally. Once King Jiao rules this place, he will have a foothold. He can lead several rank 9 demons and hundreds of high-ranked demons. Such a force is not small. It would be a pity to kill them, but it's a good choice to fight alongside humans. It's a pity that King Jiao can't command these demons. I can trust King Jiao, but not the other demons. Fang Ping's expression turned cold. He said coldly, in the catacombs, the only demon that I can trust is King Jiao. You and I have known each other for many years. When I was still weak, King Jiao was already familiar with me and helped me many times. I can trust him. As for the other demons, using a saying from humans, those who are not of our race must have different intentions. As soon as he said this, the Jiao's big head suddenly moved. The demons that rule the bounded domain make themselves king, seek refuge with the land of rebirth, and become a forbidden land in the 7 southern regions. At that moment, the Jiao suddenly had a feeling of realization. Yes, I don't have to escape from the 7 southern regions. I can become the king of this place, lead a group of demons, seek refuge with humans, and become allies with them, just like the relationship between the catacombs humans and the forbidden lands in the 7 southern regions today, mutual non-aggression. This way, wouldn't it not have to run? And it might even take the opportunity to become the leader of the 7 southern regions' demons. The only king. At that moment, the Jiao felt that its wisdom was unparalleled. I can't do it myself, but I can make use of Chef's power to fulfill my dream. A long time ago, it had wanted to become its own king, free from the restrictions of the Forbidden Lands. But it did not have the ability nor the opportunity. Now, the opportunity seemed to have come. Whether it became an ally with humans or the catacombs humans, it did not care at all. Its own interests were the most important. Cooperate with Chef. I will become the true king of the demons. The Jiao looked at Fong Ping with its big eyes. Suddenly, it found it difficult to speak. This was not easy to say. Chef obviously wanted to kill the demons to refine a divine weapon. Now, it wanted Chef to let them go, wanted them to form their own force, and wanted him to help it, a venerable demon, become a demon king. This was very troublesome. It had even attacked Chef before. Would Chef agree? The Jiao struggled for a while, but still felt that it could not escape. It opened its mouth and roared. This time, its roar was a little hesitant. Fong Ping was also a little confused. After a while, he smiled and said, "King Jiao, take your time. There's no rush. Take your time." Roar, roar, roar. You mean you can convince some of the demons, but not all of them to cooperate with humans? You want me to kill some of the demons to establish your authority? What, you want to become the king of the demons? Fong Ping frowned. That won't do. The human's apex means that other than the human forces in the 7 southern regions, no one will be left alive. This is difficult for me too. After all, my family is not the only one with an apex. The other apex might not agree. Moreover, King Jiao is only rank 8. As Fong Ping spoke, the Jiao became even more anxious. It continued to roar. You want me to help you achieve rank 9? Fong Ping rubbed his chin and said awkwardly, I really don't know how demons can achieve rank 9. Just devouring energy stones. Even if energy stones are not worth mentioning to me, I'm not the eldest in the family. There's still the true king patriarch. There's no reason for me to let you consume large amounts of energy stones for no reason. Seeing that the Jiao still wanted to roar, Fong Ping smiled. King, don't talk about the mineral veins. You also know that when it's in the hands of the true king, it belongs to the true king. I don't want to say this. King, you should understand the principle of the law of the jungle. If you had not been chased by King Huai that day and escaped to the bounded domain, then you should have taken the mineral veins with you. But later, it was my patriarch who took it from King Huai. King, if you say it's yours now, you must not say it. Otherwise, if the true king is displeased, I won't be able to say anything. The Jiao nodded hurriedly. Yes, what Chef said made sense. The true king had taken it. If it said it, it would be very dangerous to anger the true king. But it wanted to achieve rank 9 to become a demon king, to establish itself in the 7 southern regions. What could it do? The Jiao looked at Fong Ping pleadingly. Chef, please help me. Fong Ping understood what it meant. With a conflicted expression, he gritted his teeth and said, Fine. I'm friends with the king. I feel sorry for the last time. How can I not help you with this? But there are some things that I can't decide alone. King, you should understand. There are dozens of true kings. I can convince some, but not all. Unless I have a reason. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. He said quickly, There's a saying among humans, where heroes come from. Although the king is a demon and not one of us, once you make a great contribution to humanity, everything will not be a problem. I need a reason, an excuse to speak up for the king. Next, a great war will break out in the 7 southern regions. At this moment, Fong Ping's true intentions were revealed. With a serious expression, he said, If the king can lead some demons, do some things, make some contributions, then it's not impossible for the king to become the only demon king in the 7 southern regions. The other demons, I won't give them a chance. Only the king. I can speak up for the king. I still have some face. Plus, the king helped MCMU defeat Sky Gate City last time. That's an even greater contribution. Now, with me helping the king, there won't be a problem. Of course, there are pros and cons to this, Your Majesty. Fong Ping said calmly. In this way, the Great King and the Restricted Area True King will completely fall out. He will definitely hate the Great King to the core, but this time, I guarantee that if another monarch dares to enter the realm to kill the Great King, I and the human monarch will definitely join the battle. I swear in the name of the human true king that this time, unless the humans are defeated, the catacombs' true king will not enter the outer domain. This is an iron law. Let's see if His Majesty dares to gamble. Fong Ping regained his composure. He said mildly, "You can think about it, King. I need to think about it too. After all, King might not be able to do this. I think it's best to send King to another domain. I said this last time, and it will work this time as well. I can't keep the Great King in the 7 southern regions. If the Great King is willing, I can send the Great King to another region. But if we go somewhere else, the king is still living under the demon fence. Perhaps this is really an opportunity." Roar. The Jiao was very impatient. It wiggled its butt for a while. It actually had another choice. Go to another domain, or become the demon king of the 7 southern regions. It wanted to make a contribution, but how? Was it really a good idea to completely fall out with the Forbidden Zone True King? The Jiao began to struggle. It had only wanted to survive, but now Chef had given it so many choices. He had even arranged an escape route. It could go to another domain. Chef could do what he promised last time. But was it just to survive? To become the only demon king of the 7 southern regions? This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Previously, it had only said that subconsciously. It did not expect Chef to arrange it so clearly. Dilemma. After struggling for a while, the Jiao suddenly roared. I agree. Fong Ping was slightly stunned. You're not mute? He had heard a voice in his mind, just now. It was a mentality transmission. The Jiao was probably anxious and roared directly, but it was so **king immature. Fong Ping was a little dazed. He even wanted to laugh. The Jiao was not still a child, was it? This fellow's voice transmission was a little too immature. How old was the Jiao this year? It should be 100 years old, right? Could it be that 100 years old demon was really a child? The Jiao had only just reacted. Suddenly, its embarrassment turned into anger. It glared at Fong Ping and continued to roar. This time, it did not use voice transmission. It was the King Jiao. If it could not use voice transmission, it would be easy to be laughed at by demons. It could only roar. That was beast language. Chef did not understand it because he was ignorant. Fong Ping did not laugh at it. It was not a mute. He was thinking too much. Hearing the Jiao's words, Fong Ping smiled and said, King Jiao, don't you want to think about it? If you agree, you will have to make a great contribution. You will also have to control the demons. If the demons under your command do not obey you, it will eventually lead to trouble. That will be trouble for the king. This is not simple. To be a demon king, you need strength and prestige. The king may not be able to control the other demons. Roar, roar, roar. You mean to kill the chicken to warn the monkeys? Fong Ping smiled. The king wants me to kill some disobedient demons and leave the rest to you. Roar. The king wants to swallow some demons and advance to rank 9 before commanding the demons. Roar. That's not impossible. Fong Ping paused and said, but there are some things that Fong Ping needs to make clear first. If the king is not willing to do it, then helping the king to advance to rank 9 is also possible. Fong Ping will not make any other requests. But if the king wants to be the demon king and advances to rank 9 and has other thoughts, Fong Ping does not care, but the peak of humanity will. When that happens, the king will be in trouble. The Jiao nodded hurriedly. It understood this point. Then, the Jiao roared a few more times. It was hesitant. If it was too dangerous, it did not want to do it. Fong Ping smiled. Actually, it's simple. In a head-on battle, the king doesn't need to do it. MCMAU alone is enough to destroy the 7 southern regions. I'm just finding an excuse for the king. How about this? Fong Ping seemed to be thinking. After a while, he said, the king will do something else. Lead the demons to attack the cities without rank. 9 guards. Seizing the mineral veins is a show of allegiance. Seizing the catacombs' mineral veins is a real fallout. Humans do not need a demon king who has an ambiguous relationship with the catacombs. If the king is willing, then do it. If not, then forget about it. As for seizing the mineral veins, there are still 12 mineral veins in the 7 southern regions now. If the king seizes all of them, then 8 of them will be moved to the boundaries for the demons to cultivate. 4 of them will be given to me. I will take them back to report. If the king agrees, then do it. If not, then forget about it. One more thing. We will be responsible for killing the other party's rank 9. If the king wants to take the biggest share, you will also have to be responsible for their rank 7 and 8 martial artists. Of course, it's not all up to the king. I will also help when the time is right. I have to make all these clear, lest the king says that I did not make myself clear when the time comes. Fong Ping sighed. After what happened last time, the current me does not dare to make any promises. Also, I have to make something clear in advance. In the final distribution of the mineral veins, the king should seize more. The peak of humanity might be dissatisfied and want half. This is also possible. I have made all these clear. Whatever the king chooses, it is up to you. Fong Ping looked sincere, as if he was speaking from the bottom of his heart. I am thinking for you. I have made everything clear to you. If you want to do it, then do it. If you don't, I will kill you and turn you into a divine weapon later. Damn you! Spit out all the things you have eaten from me. Do you really think it is that easy to take my things? As for helping the Jiao advance to rank 9, Fong Ping felt that if he could devour monsters, he could try. He did not have to spend extra money. As a rank 9 Jiao, it could do even better. Moreover, it had just entered rank 9. The Jiao could not do much. The Jiao was silent for a while. Suddenly, it roared again. Fong Ping smiled. Are you asking about the 10,000 ants desert and the 100 beasts forest? Fong Ping chuckled. These 2 forbidden lands will be relocated this time to, even if they don't move, they will have to rely on the King Jiao. Otherwise, we will destroy them at the right time. Of course, in order not to alert the enemy, we will wait for a while. If the King Jiao can be subdued, we can give it a try. If it doesn't work, we can kill them and turn them into divine weapons. I am still having a headache. If the King Jiao takes away a batch of monsters, I will be short of divine weapons. How am I going to explain? This is perfect. They will make up for it. As he spoke, Fong Ping added, Oh, right, if the King Jiao wants to be the Demon King, you still need a title in the name of humanity. When the time comes, the humans may confer a title on the King Jiao, such as MCMAU's guardian beast or something. Will the King Jiao accept it? The Jiao nodded nonchalantly. This is up to you. I don't care. I only care about practical benefits. Becoming the 7 Southern Territories Demon King and advancing to rank 9 were its dreams. Attacking 12 cities and dealing with the rank 7 and 8 humans did not seem to be too much trouble. Seizing the mineral veins and splitting the profits 50-50 made the Jiao uncomfortable. It wanted to keep everything for itself. But It also knew that it was impossible. The humans would not give it everything. Soon, the Jiao made up its mind. It would take a gamble. If it did not, it would have nothing. It would have to leave its home and leave the 7 southern territory. It was not willing. If it took a gamble, it might win big. Hence, the Jiao nodded again. It could not wait any longer. Its little brother, Little Goat, was still thinking of being the king of a small territory. It had already started planning with Chef to become the 7 southern territories' demon king. Everyone had different perspectives. Sure enough, the things they considered were different. Roar, roar, roar. The Jiao growled in a low voice. It was in high spirits. Since it had made up its mind, it was ready to do something big. Following Chef should not be a problem. Last time, it was also unlucky to have angered King Huai. Otherwise, it might have advanced to rank 9. Since King Jiao has no objections, then let's work together happily, Fong Ping said, extending his hand and smiling. According to human rules, we have to be polite. Come, let's shake hands. The Jiao was a little confused. Seeing Fong Ping's outstretched hand, it thought for a long time, but it still extended its hoof. Fong Ping held back his laughter. Wasn't this just teasing a dog? When teasing a dog, it was also the same gesture when asking a dog to shake hands. Shaking hands with the Jiao's hoof, Fong Ping said seriously, King Jiao, I still have to say one last thing. Since you want to be an ally with the humans, if you don't help now, the humans will have complaints later. If it's like last time, where the king does not give his all, no one is a fool. When the time comes, there will definitely be trouble. Fong Ping can help the king once or twice, but not thrice or 4 times. Before the king becomes a true king, since you've made your choice, then don't hesitate. Otherwise, Fong Ping can't guarantee what will happen to the king. There are so many demons, and many of them are rank 9. Are there no rank 9 demons who want to ally with the humans? Yes, but why did they choose the king? Because of Fong Ping. Fong Ping and the king are friends. This time, if the king makes things difficult for Fong Ping, then the king will completely lose Fong Ping's friendship and the friendship of several true king powerhouses. The Fong family is also a big family. Fong Ping is also an important person. If he is dragged into this by the king, with all due respect, in order to inherit the Fong family business, I might have to give up my friendship with the king. The Jiao thought for a while, then nodded quickly, its face determined. Don't worry, this time I'll do my best. I'm not fighting a rank 9, just some rank 7 and 8. If the rank 9 doesn't come, the true king won't become a true king. I'm not afraid of those fellows. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 799. Having reached an agreement with Jiao, Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Unless Jiao changed its mind halfway, it would be a done deal. As for changing its mind, this fellow still had a true king as an enemy. Moreover, Jiao and the rest were not the deciding factor this time. They were only supplementary. If they really could not take down those cities and take over the mineral veins, it did not matter. However, they had to be on their guard. They had to prevent the demons from causing trouble. Magic City's catacombs had 2 other forbidden areas, 100 Beasts Forest and 10,000 Ants Desert. Including the bounded domain, there were 3. In these 3 places, there were probably about 15 rank 9 demons. These demons were in the 7 southern regions. If they joined the war, it would be troublesome. I still have to consider the demons. I have to think about this and be fully prepared. Fong Ping calculated in his heart, subconsciously stroking Jiao's huge head again. Jiao was a little displeased. It wanted to roar, but after some thought, it held back. Forget it, it would not roar. But it was still not satisfied. Touching its head was a little disrespectful. Don't touch it so casually. Roar. The Jiao called out in a low voice. Stop touching me. It's very uncomfortable. Fang Ping looked down at Jiao. This fellow was not small, but it seemed to be able to transform. Fang Ping remembered that it could expand in size when it was fighting. Right now, it was not that tall, about 2 meters. Now that it was squatting on the ground, Fang Ping could still touch its head. Fang Ping felt helpless. You squatted like a dog. I touched it casually, and you were unhappy. I didn't even feel unhappy. Whose dog's head was so hard. It was so irritating. Could this fellow grow some fur? Ignoring it, Fang Ping thought for a while. King Jiao, forget it. If I still call you king now, it will seem like we're not close. I'll call you Little Jiao from now on. It will make us seem like we're on the same side. Little Jiao, you just came to the bounded domain. How many demons can you convince? Also, do you know how many demons there are in the bounded domain? The term Little Jiao displeased Jiao. It realized that Chef's words today did not make it feel very happy. But now, it still needed Chef's help. Jiao decided not to argue with Chef. It would hang around with Chef for now. When it reached the true king realm, it could go anywhere in the world. Roar. You said that the demons here are stupid? Roar. 100 high-ranked demons. How many is 100? Perhaps Jiao's mathematics was not up to par. Fang Ping had also noticed this problem. This fellow only knew a bunch, a lot. It couldn't tell the exact number. Fang Ping was speechless. With this level of IQ, you still want to share the spoils with me? At that time, can you count the 12 veins? He thought for a while and said, conjure something. You've seen these demons before, so you should know what they look like. Conjure a rough image. Let me see how many demons there are here. This time, the Jiao understood and quickly began to materialize. Fang Ping looked at them one by one. Very soon, his gaze turned solemn. The bounded domain of Demonic City was not ordinary. There were actually 6 rank 9 demons here. One must know that the domain was indeed very long, but it was also very narrow. 6 rank 9 demons were gathered in a small bounded domain. It was not a small number. There were even more rank 8s. After Jiao materialized for a while, Fang Ping counted. 30. There were too many rank 7s. The Jiao could not remember them all. After materializing for a while, it grew impatient. There were about 100 of them, and it was not done. In the end, it decided not to materialize anymore. Anyway, it would be right if there were more than this. After materializing here, the Jiao roared again. Don't worry about rank 7s. Even rank 8s aren't as strong as it. Demons are also particular about the survival of the fittest. If they aren't as strong as it can control them. As for the 6 rank 9 demons, I'm afraid we'll have to kill 1 or 2. After killing 1 or 2, let the Jiao devour them and let it advance to rank 9. It can be on equal footing with those rank 9 demons. With me as its backer, it can negotiate with them. Fang Ping analyzed the Jiao's meaning. The Jiao's thinking was relatively simple. In reality, the demons were that simple. They could ignore the rank 7s. As for the rank 9 demons, kill a few to warn the rest. The remaining rank 9s were not stupid. They would choose to compromise. Fang Ping felt that this plan was a little crude. After thinking for a while, he said, how about this, King Jiao? Let's pretend that we didn't meet them. The bounded zone is MCMAU's territory. If I ask these demons to surrender, they will definitely not be willing. I'll take the opportunity to kill a few to establish my dominance. When the time comes, you stand up and be the peacemaker. Do you know what a peacemaker is? It's because of you that I don't kill other demons. You and I are old acquaintances, old friends. Now that you've occupied my territory, I want to take it back. If you don't agree, then I'll kill you. You stand up and make peace. Say that as long as you help me with some small matters, I'll give up my territory and continue to let everyone use it. This way, it'll be simple. You don't have to worry about those rank 9 demons not listening to you. The Jiao's eyes widened. How profound. Could it be done like this? I don't even have to do anything? Chef thought too much. No, Chef is so nice. He actually arranged everything. This way, I don't have to use bloodshed to suppress the demons. The Jiao nodded hurriedly. This is reliable. Fong Ping patted its head again. You're so silly. I overestimated you. You're so impressed with this little plan. I'm embarrassed to cheat you. No, I didn't cheat you. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. There are still benefits to following me. Aren't you going to be a rank 9 soon? Without me, you have no hope of becoming a rank 9. When the time comes, maybe I'll really make you the ruler of a territory. You've earned big. Big stupid dog. You've really earned big. Fong Ping was filled with emotion. This was called being wise. Next, it was time for him to show his skills. 6 rank, 9 demons. It was a little difficult to fight them all at once. However, there were few minerals in this area. There were not many demon plants, but there were many demon beasts. 6 rank, 9 demons, 5 demon beasts, 1 demon plant. And it was a demon plant without any life essence reserves. Such a demon plant was not considered powerful. If I can't fight all 6 at once, then I can only escape. 1 or 2 shouldn't be a problem. I'll exhaust them to death. I still have to declare my sovereignty. Let these demons feel that I have a good reason to attack. I'm the master of the bounded domain. I have 2 of the bounded domain. Token. No, maybe I can try to see if anyone can enter the bounded domain. I've simulated the aura of many rank 7 martial artists in the Hall of Myriad Origins. Maybe I can form a connection with this place. If that's the case, I can really be the master. This is my territory. Then, of course, I can drive these demons away. Fong Ping muttered to himself for a while. He did not say anything else. Looking at the Jiao, he smiled and said, Then I'll go take a look. When the time comes, you come at the crucial moment. No, tell me first, are there any of these 6 rank 9 demons that you can't handle? Or are there any smarter ones? If they're too smart, it'll affect your control over the demons. Kill these demons, then it won't be a problem. The Jiao nodded hurriedly. Very soon, it materialized 2 demons. One was a fox-like demonic beast, and the other was a wild wolf-like demonic beast. These 2 demons were not on good terms with it. When it first discovered it, and the sheep beast, it wanted to kill them. Fortunately, the other rank 9 demons did not care too much and ignored it. They were also unwilling to start a war in the bounded domain, so it was left unsettled. This time, it was going to take revenge. Kill these 2 fellows, devour them, and advance to the rank 9. As for the other rank 9 demons, the Jiao was confident that it could convince them to listen to it. Seeing that it had a goal, Fong Ping smiled and said, I understand. Then I'll find a chance to kill these 2 demons. When that time comes, little Jiao, you can also lead 4 rank 9 demons, 10s of rank 8 demons, and hundreds of rank 7 demons. That way, you'll have some power too. You becoming a demon king is also what I want to see. Maybe in the future, we can join forces and attack the demon royal court together and help you become a real demon king. The king of 10,000 demons. There are many demon kings. Zhang Tao pondered for a while and said, According to the few words recorded in the ancient books, as well as the information I've collected over the years and some information obtained from the battlefield, the Imperial Beast Sect in the past was probably Quat Song Cave of the 10 major grotto heavens, which was also Chengda, hidden mystic heaven. The ancient books recorded 10 major grotto heavens, 36 small grotto heavens, and 72 blessed lands. Of course, These are just what the ancient books said. It doesn't necessarily mean that there are so many blessed lands. However, Quoc Song Cave is known as one of the 10 major grotto heavens. It must be more dangerous than the average zone. The Void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven and Schwanda Grotto Heaven were both blessed lands among the 36 small grotto heavens. He did not know that the 10 major grotto heavens were probably more powerful than these small grotto heavens. Also, to put it bluntly, those who work with monsters are the neurotic type. They're a little similar to some scientists in the modern era. It's normal for them to be eccentric. If this kid trespasses on the other party's territory, it might cause some trouble. Quitsong Cave. Old Manly frowned. Beast taming sect? I remember Fong Ping telling me before that during the battle at the King's battleground, something might have happened to the Imperial Beast sect, which led to the Demon Clan's rebellion. Could it be that the Imperial Beast sect is in cahoots with the two kings? If that were the case, Fong Ping would be in danger. Minister, why didn't you say so earlier? Zhang Tao was speechless. He doesn't even talk to me. He didn't even ask me when he went to the Magic City catacombs. What should I say? Besides, Warlord knows more than I do. He'll probably tell Fong Ping not to trespass. After that, Zhang Tao continued. Moreover, this kid, the more you tell him not to go, the more he wants to go, and he insists on doing the opposite. There was no need to remind him. He didn't seem to have the token here, so he shouldn't be able to enter. Even if those old fellows were still alive, they probably wouldn't be able to come out. At the very least, it would be very difficult for him to come out right now. If you can't get in, then it's not a big problem. Old man, Li was speechless. He can't go in? That was hard to say. Who said he needed a token to enter? When he went to the Void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven, he didn't have anything, but he still went in. When he said that, Zhang Tao was also speechless. After a long while, he said, "It shouldn't be a big problem. Besides, I'm near the Magic City catacombs. Even if the other party is still alive, he might not dare to reveal his whereabouts." Old Manly frowned. What's the situation in the bounded zones? Are these old antiques good or bad? How many people are still alive? What kind of strength do they have? Now you're asking me this. Zhang Tao chuckled. I don't really understand. To be honest, I've actually been to quite a number of broken bounded zones. Not just one or two, but I've been to 5 broken bounded zones. However, I didn't find anything. Although there are some remnants of ancient ruins, there aren't many left. I didn't find any signs of life in there either. Of course, I did find some useful things, but most of them were deduced by me. It's useless to tell you now, lest I mislead you. As for how many people are still alive, I think there should be living people in the 8 intact bounded zones. There are at least 8 powerhouses. As for their abilities, they might be at the pinnacle of 2 paths. Of course, this was back then. Now, they might be weaker, or they might be stronger. It's hard to say. Zhang Tao said lightly, "These people have been lying low. Maybe they're recuperating. Maybe they have other plans. Don't worry too much. They might not be in the same group. They might be 2 groups. What happened back then? There's no one involved to say anything. They can't say anything either. I don't care about that. Is Fong Ping in danger? Entering the catacombs means danger. No one can avoid this, including us." Old Manly frowned again. He said suddenly, "Why don't you send me in to take a look? This guy should have brought me along. His current ability is enough to conceal my aura." As soon as he said that, Zhang Tao's gaze flickered. He can only conceal the abilities of martial artists who are weaker or equivalent to him, right? That's right. Is it the same when he changes his aura? Probably. How many people's auras can he actually change? I'm not sure. You're not sure? I really don't know. When Zhang Tao heard this, he asked softly, "What kind of price does he have to pay?" Old man Li hesitated for a moment. Then he said, "Actually, I think you should have some guesses." Zhang Tao nodded slightly. "I have some guesses. This kid doesn't care about resources. He doesn't seem to need resources for his cultivation either. Instead, he relies on his own reserves. But his reserves don't seem to be unlimited. He's replenishing this reserve all the time. How does he replenish it? Actually, I have some ideas now. He seems to replenish his reserves through some special means. For example, the stimulation of unfamiliar energy." Zhang Tao murmured, "He's constantly changing his own resources. He doesn't really care about what he has. Instead, he needs new resources and new gains to replenish himself. I'm guessing that perhaps he's absorbed different resources and energies, or should I say, stimulated his revival. Or perhaps he's absorbed some substances that you and I can't discover through some means that we don't know about and converted them." As Zhang Tao said this, he laughed. "This kid is actually very much like a processor. He processes some things that we don't need and converts them into things that he needs. Sometimes I wonder if he's even human. I've heard that when the demon emperor became an emperor, he cut off all the Daos in the world and condensed the seed of rebirth. Of course, this saying might not be reliable. It might just be a smokescreen." Old Manly frowned. "You still suspect that he's the seed of rebirth? Is that necessary?" "No, I don't believe that he's the seed of rebirth." Zhang Tao's eyes flickered. "I don't think the seed of rebirth possesses these abilities. The seed of rebirth might be a dead object. I'm suspecting that he's not the resurrection of a powerhouse, but a powerhouse's seal." "Seal?" Old Manly frowned. "What seal? You're making it sound a little mysterious. It's beyond the scope of martial arts. It's not mysterious at all." Zhang Tao laughed. "The strongest powerhouses seal themselves. When they're alive, they strip off their own life imprint and seal all their powers and abilities. Then, they recover bit by bit. That's called sealing. When powerhouses die, their remaining life imprint is passed on. That's called resurrection. Resurrected martial artists have limited things left behind from their previous lives. Moreover, they might not be able to recover their previous lives' memories in this lifetime. But if it's a seal, maybe it's possible. They cultivate a second life. When they reach their previous life's realm, everything will be restored. This life and their previous life will overlap, including their memories." Zhang Tao muttered, "He's very much like a powerhouse who sealed himself. He's using all the sealed resources. Now, he's seizing resources to stimulate those sealed resources to appear. Or rather, what he's obtained is just a catalyst." Old Manly felt a headache coming on. He frowned. "How is that possible? It can't be, right? If that's the case, doesn't that mean that he'll become another person when he reaches a certain realm? This is something I can't tolerate. It's also something he can't accept. Minister, have you seen such a person before? Resurrection was already mysterious enough. Now, there are people who can seal everything about themselves while they're still alive. They're reborn and cultivate another life. Is this reliable? It's acceptable for the life imprint to be passed on, complete energy and memories to be passed on. Is that true? Zhang Tao smiled faintly. It's hard to say. I haven't seen it before, but I've suspected it. I suspect that Heavenly King Subduing is such a person. Of course, there's no evidence. It's not just Heavenly King Subduing. I have a few other suspects. These people could all be powerhouses who sealed themselves. When they were alive, they used great determination to seal themselves so that they could be reborn. What are they after? Old man, Li was puzzled. Powerhouses like that are at least at the pinnacle. They might not be able to reach the pinnacle. At least, I'm not confident. Zhang Tao said with a smile. What are they after? Maybe they're tired of living. They've lived for too long and want some excitement. Who knows what they're after? I'm just guessing. I don't have any solid evidence. But you should tell this kid Fang Ping to be careful. He won't take anything I say seriously. You have to remind him more often. If it's really self-sealing, there might be a way. It's simple. If he really cultivated to his past life's realm and recovered his memories, you can show him 100 or so short movies. Maybe it'll be washed away. Even if it doesn't, you can mess up those memories. Make him feel like he's watching a movie. Don't be immersed in it. Then it'll be fine. Of course, I'm just expressing my opinion. Old man Li was dumbfounded. Are you kidding me? Is that even possible? However, things were still uncertain now. He was too lazy to say anything more. He would think about it when the time came. Fang Ping's problem was indeed a little serious. Old man Li felt that there was no such thing as a free lunch. Fang Ping was indeed not normal. Whether it was resurrection or sealing, it was best to be careful. No, wasn't I talking to old Zhang about whether Fang Ping was in danger? How did the topic deviate to this? Old man Li glanced at old Zhang. This old man seemed to be leading him on purpose. What was he trying to do? Was he worried about Fang Ping's identity too? After all, Fang Ping was too freakish. In more than 2 years, he had entered rank 7th level and could help others grow rapidly. If such a person was really an enemy, it would be dangerous. At least, everyone in MCMEU currently followed Fang Ping's lead. As Fang Ping became stronger, he was no longer an insignificant figure. Not only was he strong himself, but he had also led many people to become strong. The whole of MCMAU was the same. Even Nan Yunyue, who had achieved the pinnacle, owed Fang Ping a big favor. If there was a problem with Fang Ping, the impact would be very bad. It might even be more troublesome than those old farts in the boundaries. For a while, old man Li did not speak anymore and fell into deep thought. There were some things that he still had to mention when Fang Ping returned. 9 Heavens, Divine Emperor. Chapter 800. The Magic City catacombs spanned tens of thousands of li from east to west and more than 2,000 li from north to south. This meant that the bounded domain's length was also more than 2,000 li. Within this area of more than 2,000 miles in depth, the 6th-rank 9 demons had divided Magic City's bounded domain into 6 large pieces. Occupying territory was the nature of demons. Occupying territory in the bounded domain was actually fighting for the energy that seeped out from the inside of the bounded domain. The bigger the territory, the more energy seeped out. Fang Ping quickly found where the gateway to the Magic City bounded domain was. Under normal circumstances, the gateway was where the boundary stone was. Fang Ping walked and stopped. Soon, he saw the black boundary stone in a plain area. Qingda Realm. Fang Ping recognized the 3 big words. It was related to the last time he went to Xuanda Grotto Heaven. The boundary stone there showed Xuanda Realm. Qingda Grotto Heaven? One of the 10 major grotto heavens, the 10th grotto heaven, Qingda Hidden Mystic Heaven. Fang Ping was slightly surprised. Since he knew that the bounded domain was related to the Blessed Grotto Heaven, he did a lot of research. In reality, the 10th Grotto Heaven was not in Magic City, but in Dongwu. However, Fang Ping quickly realized that the 6th southern region was the Dongwu Catacombs. It was not surprising that the bounded domain of the Magic City Catacombs was Quokang Mountain. Quokang Mountain, one of the 10 major grotto heavens. Fang Ping had been to 2 of the 36 grotto heavens. He did not know the difference between the 10 major grotto heavens and the small grotto heavens. He also knew that the first grotto heaven, Wanwu Mountain, was guarded by Heavenly King. Until now, Fong Ping still did not know which territory the first grotto heaven was in. 1,000 years ago, there was a sect called Cliff Sect in Quokang Mountain. I wonder if this Cliff Sect is related to Quokang Mountain. Fong Ping calculated in his heart and looked at the boundary wall in the distance. Previously in Schwanda Grotto Heaven, he imitated the Green Bull sect master's aura and opened the boundary wall. Green Bull sect. In reality, Schwanda Grotto Heaven was around Taibai Mountain. There was also a Green Bull sect there. Therefore, the Cliff Sect was in Quokang Mountain. This was indeed Qingda, Hidden Mystic Heaven. The probability of the Cliff Sect being Quokang Mountain's outer sect was not small. I'll give it a try. Fong Ping looked around. It was not that there were no demons nearby. Not far from the main entrance, there was a demon lair. However, the strongest one, there was only a rank 8 demon beast. He did not pay much attention to it. Fong Ping walked straight toward the main entrance behind the stone monument. Very soon, some demons noticed him. Fong Ping was not in a hurry. His mentality spread out rapidly. His mentality fluctuated, and he berated, "I'm going back to the house. Demons retreat." He didn't care if the demonic beast understood him or not, and directly walked towards the main entrance. The monster roared fiercely, but stopped very quickly. Now was not the time for the barrier to open, and the other party could not be bothered with Fong Ping. The aura Fong Ping exuded was comparable to a rank 9. If they were not fighting for energy, the demons would not be so foolish as to attack him at this time. In front of the main entrance, Fong Ping lifted his head to take a look. He could not see anything clearly. The barrier did not erupt with energy, so he could not see anything inside. There's no harm in trying. The Cliff Sect leader is a rank 8 powerhouse. I can imitate him now. If it was the last time, Fong Ping could only imitate a rank 7 martial artist's aura. This time, he could imitate a rank 8 martial artist's aura. He could imitate all the auras he had seen before, as long as their abilities were not higher than his. The aura on Fong Ping's body flashed. Not far away, the porcupine-like monster was a little dumbfounded. How strange. It changed just like that. The demons here had lived in the bounded zone for their entire lives. They might not even have seen humans before. In the eyes of this monster, Fong Ping might be the same kind as it. It was just that he looked a little strange. The porcupine-like monster watched in amazement, but Fong Ping ignored it. The moment the aura on his body changed, Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. The barrier trembled slightly. Extending his palm, Fong Ping touched the barrier lightly. It was not attacked, but it did not pass through either. A very weak reaction. This means that my guess is right. The Cliff Sect is indeed related to Quokang Mountain. However, it might be that it's been a long time, and the heritage has been lost. I can no longer open the barrier. Fong Ping felt a little regretful. It seemed like he could not open the barrier anymore. Unless he obtained the token of this place and imitated the aura when the tides erupted, he might be able to open a weak passageway. The bounded zone's barrier is actually a doorway. The way to distinguish might be through cultivation methods. Fong Ping made a judgment in his heart. This time he was just trying. It was not necessary to enter. However, since he was already here, Fong Ping still felt a little regretful that he could not enter. It was not easy to come in this time. It was quite a pity that he was blocked at the doorway. Fong Ping continued to imitate other people's auras. In the end, it was useless. Other people's auras would often cause the barrier to retaliate. What a pity! At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly touched his chin. He had forgotten about a few people. Iron Head. This guy entered the bounded zone, directly last time. Before this, he was still guessing that Ironhead was related to the bounded zone. He actually forgot about Ironhead and the others. Very quickly, the aura on Fong Ping's body changed. This time, it turned into Ironhead's aura. As soon as the transformation was completed, Fong Ping sensed that something was wrong. Boom! There was an explosion. Heaven and earth trembled. A large number of black fissures erupted directly. Fong Ping's expression changed drastically. Damn it! What was going on? This was the first time he encountered a situation where the seal erupted on its own. No, it happened last time too. The last time King Pine's subordinates went to the bounded zone and took out King Pine's avatar, it caused the bounded zone seal to erupt on its own. Damn it, what did Ironhead do? Fong Ping thought of the problem in a flash. Ironhead's fault. Ironhead definitely had a grudge against Quokang Mountain. At the same time, inside Quokang Mountain, in a magnificent sky palace, in a sky palace hall that was similar to Shwanda Grotto Heaven, an illusory figure suddenly cast his gaze toward the boundary wall. Northern sect member? A hoarse voice came out slowly. In the empty and silent hall, the voice echoed slowly. Outer sect, northern sect martial artists had arrived. Thousands of years had passed. Did the northern sect still have descendants? Northern sect hasn't been destroyed yet. The illusory figure trembled slightly. His voice was hoarse, indescribable joy or sorrow. In the next moment, the outer realm's boundary wall stopped trembling. The illusory figure also fell into silence. After a while, the illusory figure suddenly rushed out of the hall. 2 rays of golden light exploded in his eyes, looking toward the main entrance again. Southern sect descendant. Southern sect hasn't been destroyed yet. Southern sect still exists. Back then, who won and who lost? The old voice was full of bitterness and confusion. Outside, who had arrived? Were the northern and southern sect descendants here at the same time? Outside the boundary wall, Fong Ping was also dazed. He imitated Ironhead's aura and was almost attacked by the space rift. In a moment of desperation, Fong Ping imitated someone else's aura randomly. He mainly wanted the rift to stop attacking. However, at this moment, not only did the rift disappear, but the boundary wall began to tremble violently. It seemed like the boundary wall was going to break open. What's going on? Fong Ping was puzzled. Right now, he was imitating Yao Qingjuan's aura. Old Yao is related to Quokang Mountain? Fong Ping was suspicious. He could not help but think of something else. Old Yao and Ironhead might really be enemies. These 2 fellows were the same in the void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven last time. Ironhead went in. Fong Ping imitated Old Yao's aura and was almost killed by the counterattack of the boundary wall. At that time, Ironhead said that the owner of the void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven might have a grudge against Old Yao. This time, it seemed to be proven. Quokang Mountain and Old Yao did not have a grudge against each other. In fact, they seemed to be quite close. However, Ironhead had a grudge against him, and the grudge seemed to be quite deep. Old Yao, Ironhead, Fong Ping frowned slightly. Could these 2 fellows be their biggest enemies in their past lives? Things were getting interesting now. These 2 fellows had a pretty good relationship now. After this resurrection, did they turn hostility into friendship? In the battle of the Imperial Battleground back then, could these 2 fellows be the leaders? What role did Second Wang's play in that battle? Who was on the same side as Second Wang's? A strange thought arose in Fong Ping's mind. Could it be that Second Wang's were just these 2 fellows' servants back then? It could not be. And Old Wang, Fong Ping had discovered another problem now. Among the 3 resurrected people, Ironhead and Old Yao were obviously biased. Some were enemies, some were friends. On the other hand, Old Wang did not seem to have such a distinction. He also imitated Old Wang's aura. There was no reaction. It was extremely normal. He did not know if it was because he had not met his enemies or friends, or if these three people were actually not from the same era. Fong Ping was a little sure now. Old Yao and Iron Head should be people from the same era. As for Old Wang, it was a little hard to say. Over at Schwanda Grotto Heaven, both Iron Head and I received some inheritance. Old Wang and Old Yao did not. Even if Iron Head and Schwanda Grotto Heaven are not close, they should not be enemies either. However, it's very hard to say for Old Yao and Old Wang. Maybe they are not on the same side as Schwanda Grotto Heaven. Fong Ping already had some clues now. Old Yao and Iron Head must be relatively important people. The bounded zone was 100% related to them. As for what kind of connection, it was hard to say now. However, now it seemed that the bounded zone was at least divided into two big camps. Old Yao and Iron Head were not on the same side. The Battle of the Kings in the Imperial Battleground back then might have been an internal conflict between these two big camps. Should I go in? Fong Ping glanced at the boundary wall that was still shaking. After some thought, he restrained his aura and did not expose himself anymore. It seemed like he could go in if he imitated Old Yao's aura. The boundary wall was shaking violently earlier. However, if he went in, it might not be a good thing. There was someone inside. Warlord and the rest had reminded him about this. They might not be on the same side. The master of Schwanda Grotto Heaven was still considered friendly to him. However, now it seemed like Schwanda Grotto Heaven was not on the same side as Kwokang Mountain. They would not harm him, would they? If he went in, it would be dangerous. When Fong Ping restrained his aura, the boundary wall no longer shook. The old figure laughed lightly, saying lightly, "Even a true god is powerless, let alone a fake god." The old man did not speak, remaining silent. After a long time, the old figure said indifferently again, "The outside world seems to have lost the war." The old man's expression changed slightly, but he did not speak. The Forbidden Sea Demon clan communicated with the cat. "The Hope City you speak of has been destroyed." The old man frowned, saying quickly, "Senior Cat can communicate with the outside world? If that's the case, Senior, why don't you let Senior Cat help the humans?" "Cat can't leave Kwokang Mountain." The old figure said indifferently, "The time isn't right." "The time isn't right." The old man laughed self-deprecatingly. "The time isn't right again. When is the time?" The humans were defeated. McMao, his daughter, his old friends, maybe they were all dead. For a moment, the old man was disheartened. Soon, the old man pulled himself together, saying, "I've been in the boundary for 3 years. Senior has appeared 3 times. The first 2 times, Senior, you didn't let me leave. This time, I've advanced to rank 9. Since Senior has appeared again, I'm afraid you have a request. Senior, please speak freely. If I can do it, I will do my best. If I can't do it, then it's useless even if you trap me. Going out now is dangerous. However, someone has entered Kwokang Mountain. Maybe this is your chance. You can leave, but what happened here must not be leaked to the outside world," the old figure said. The next moment, his tone was cold, including the cultivation method. "If you dare to leak it, you will die." The old man's expression changed slightly. Then he said painfully, "Why? Since Senior is willing to teach me the cultivation method, why not tell the humans? Now, humans are weak and struggling to survive. I've been stuck at rank 7 for many years, always shackled by my mentality. In just 3 years, I've advanced to rank 9. If the cultivation method is taught, the number of human high-ranked powerhouses will increase greatly, and we won't be at the mercy of others. Maybe, the old figure said lightly, then said, but I can't teach the method of achieving virtue. Techniques can't be taught easily. The battle between the North and the South originates from the battle of techniques. I understand not teaching techniques. You may not understand, but if you teach techniques, you will die. The old figure said lightly, paused for a moment, then said slowly, when we go out this time, there are people from both the North and the South sects. Kill the people from the North sect, keep the people from the South sect. All humans should be, I don't kill humans. The old man refused. Humans were weak to begin with. Those who could enter the boundary zone were at least high-ranked martial artists. He would not kill human high-ranked humans. Then you can't leave the state of achieving virtue. Then I won't leave. The old figure did not speak, waiting for a while. After a long time, the old figure said calmly, then forget it. When you go out this time, help me do a few things. Please tell me, Senior. First, go to the great emptiness. The old man said in a low voice, the great emptiness? Wayu Mountain may not still exist. The boundary zone isn't complete everywhere. Wayu Mountain is the second grotto heaven. It won't be destroyed. Just go look for it. When I reach Wayu Mountain, what should I do, Senior? You don't have to do anything. Just go in. The old man nodded slightly, agreeing to it. Second, tell the true gods outside that Kwokang Mountain has no ill intentions, but we don't welcome outsiders. Please don't come anymore. I'll pass the message. Third, help me find the unquestionable sword. Unquestionable sword. The old man was not too sure about this. He frowned and said, the unquestionable sword that Senior mentioned, is it someone from the same generation as Senior? Then it should be long dead. Even if it's not dead, it shouldn't be in the outside world. Not necessarily. The old figure said, lightly, the unquestionable sword might not be dead. Make a trip to Purple Cap Mountain. You might find some traces. Then what should I do after finding the unquestionable sword? Tell him, I'll wait for him at Kwokang Mountain. All right. The two of them spoke for a while, and the old figure disappeared. In the lake of eternal destruction, the old man looked in the direction where the old figure disappeared. He did not speak, nor was he in a hurry to leave. Since the owner of this place did not send him out, it meant that now was not the time yet. Boundary zone, ancient martial artists, the old man murmured. What were these ancient martial artists trying to do? The owner of this place seemed to want to contact some people through him. Was he preparing to leave the mountain? How strong was the owner of this place? The legendary, hopeless realm. The old man thought to himself. When he entered the boundary zone, the hopeless realm had not been made public yet. However, the old man knew some things. There were strong and weak rank 9 martial artists. Some were very, very strong, so strong that they did not seem like rank 9 martial artists. Only now did he understand that rank 9 martial artists were divided into true and false gods. It should be related to the hopeless realm that he heard about. The owner of this place might be a hopeless realm powerhouse. The old man did not know if there were such powerhouses in Sino Nation. Perhaps Commander Li was one, perhaps Minister Zhang too. Who knew? However, these ancient martial artists were so strong, yet they were unwilling to help humans. This made the old man feel very regretful. Perhaps this was also a good thing. These seniors were unusually mysterious. The old man did not know what kind of impact they would cause if they left the mountain. Magic City Catacombs has fallen. Is Fenger's still alive? The old man suddenly thought of his daughter and the person who came from outside the boundary wall. Who came in? Since Magic City Catacombs had fallen, who would come to the boundary zone? I've already entered rank 9. I can already suppress a catacombs. This time, I might be able to counterattack Magic City Catacombs and take it back. I wonder how Fengru is doing. Has she advanced to rank 7? Wu Quishan should be rank 9 soon, right? The old man thought to himself. In a mere 3 years, he had advanced to rank 9. This time, when he went out, he could also conquer a catacombs. If only it was earlier. If he advanced to rank 9 earlier, he would not have to wait for Magic City Catacombs to fall like now. I hope Fengru is fine. As the old man thought of these, his heart was filled with anticipation. This time, he would appear from the inside, break the passageway by force, and kill his way out. Skygate City Lord that be *starred. This time, maybe he's the one who conquered Hope City. He probably didn't expect that I've already advanced to rank 9. When I get out, I'll kill him. The old man thought of these again, his eyes cold. As for what the owner of this place wanted him to do, he would think about it later. At the same time, Fong Ping scolded loudly. This is MCMAU territory. All of you, leave quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless. A mere rank 9 dares to be so presumptuous. At this time, less than 100 meters in front of Fong Ping, a tall wild wolf monster was glaring at him with red eyes. Fong Ping's face was full of disdain, and he snorted coldly. Rank 9 demon? I've seen many true king demons. I know you're intelligent. Let me tell you, the 7 Southern Territory is MCMAU's territory, including this place. Not to mention that you're not a true king. Even if you are, you'll have to die. Enter the Forbidden Sea directly now, and I'll spare your lives. Otherwise, a mere rank 9 can be used to make a divine weapon if you kill him. Howl. The wild wolf monster was indeed intelligent. At this moment, its eyes were already bloodshot. This was too much. Kill him. The next moment, the wild wolf monster broke through the air, clawing at Fong Ping. Fong Ping's body shone with golden light. The rank 9 Chongdao appeared in the blink of an eye in his hand. With a roar, he slashed with his saber, and a tiny crack appeared in the space. Rumble! The saber light and the wolf's claw collided. Fong Ping cracked the ground and took a few steps back. The wild wolf monster that was pouncing toward him was also sent flying backward, its eyes even redder. That's all. Fong Ping sneered. The next moment, he put away his Chongdao directly, smiling. That's good too. I've advanced to rank 8 7th level and haven't fought before. Come and train yourself. As soon as he finished speaking, Fong Ping stepped into the air, charging toward it with his bare fists. The strength of the other party's golden body was comparable to his. This was good too. He could try it out and familiarize himself with the strength of this monster, lest he made mistakes in the later stages and was unable to familiarize himself with the use of energy. Rumble! The booming sounds continued. The rank 7 and 8 monsters on the ground fled one after another. The Wolf King had met its match. Chapter 801. Midair. Fong Ping did not hover too high to avoid being injured by the seal. Fong Ping's golden body radiated, laughing loudly. Too weak. This is rank 9. Come and kill me. Continue. He did not retaliate at all. The imperishable substance circulated in his body, allowing the wolf demon to attack him. Boom! The wolf demon was furious, going all out. Its claws tore through the void, clawing at Fong Ping again and again. The sharp claws left streaks of blood on Fong Ping's golden body, disappearing in the blink of an eye. Boom! The extremely hard wolf tail cut through the air, whipping toward Fong Ping's head. Fong Ping did not dodge, letting the other party draw a streak of blood on his head. Soon, the blood disappeared. Fong Ping judged, chuckling. Not weak. The attack is at least 80,000 calories. Very powerful. In terms of vitality force, more than 120,000 calories, exerting more than 2/3. Not bad, but still a little weak. This is my territory, so what if I let you have a few moves first? A weak rank 9 demon fighting with an Origins human here. You might not be at a disadvantage, but you met me. Fong Ping roared. In my territory, I can recover energy infinitely. The eternal lake in the grotto heaven can directly provide me with all my energy consumption. Achieving virtue belongs to MCMAU. Do you understand? Fong Ping's words were said for the demons watching from the periphery, at high ranks other than the demons in the King battleground, including the demons in the Forbidden Sea. They were all intelligent. Fong Ping wanted to tell them that this was really his territory. In the next moment, Fong Ping revealed Ironhead's aura, shouting, "Restriction, activate!" As soon as his voice fell, a crack appeared in the space. This scene made the few rank 9 demons rushing over from afar scared out of their wits. He could use the restriction? Retreat. Fong Ping quickly changed his aura again, turning into Old Yao's, laughing. The restriction is controlled by me. I just don't want to kill you. You live in my territory, and you dare to attack me. You've got guts. I'll tell you one last thing. Immediately withdraw from achieving virtue. I want to use this place to plant flowers. No demons are allowed here. Fong Ping was arrogant. He allowed the wolf monster to attack him. Under his full defense, although the wolf monster could injure him, it could not seriously injure him. Against Fong Ping, who was using the imperishable substance to protect his body, a damage of around 80,000 calories would be considered good enough to break through his defense. If the wolf monster's ATK could reach 150,000 calories and reach the point where it could shatter space, then Fong Ping would have to take it easy, lest he be beaten to death. The wolf demon was only a weak rank, 9. Its golden body was not as strong as Fong Ping's. If this went on, before Fong Ping was beaten to death, it would exhaust itself to death. Wolf demon, are you being stubborn and unwilling to retreat? The wolf demon howled crazily. Which way? Where could he retreat to? Fong Ping made the restriction appear and disappear just like that. It was afraid too. But how could they retreat? Go to the Forbidden Ocean? It had lived here for its entire life. How could it be willing to leave? Moreover, in order to snatch energy, it had fought many battles with the demon race of the Forbidden Sea, killing each other incessantly. If it were to leave the domain now, it would have to wander the underground cavern, which was something it could not accept. At this time, the wolf demon no longer cared about anything else and began to howl mournfully. It called on the other demons to kill Fong Ping together. For no reason, there was suddenly an additional master in their territory. Who could tolerate that? In a faraway place, rank 9 auras rose one after another. Fong Ping, however, did not care about these. Some rank 9s were still far away from him. He was not afraid that these demons could rush over quickly. In the distance, a fox demon was already approaching with flight step. Fong Ping glanced at it and suddenly roared, "I gave you face, but you don't want it. I asked you to leave, but you don't want to leave. Then don't blame me for being rude." As soon as he finished speaking, the Changdao in Fong Ping's hand flashed, and the armor on his body appeared. At this time, Fong Ping completely ignored the wolf demon's attack, rushing forward to slash and kill it. Buzz! The Changdao vibrated, and a tiny crack appeared in the void. Fong Ping, who used destructive energy, had a destructive energy as high as 60 yuan. If he could unleash all of it, it would be equivalent to the damage of 300,000 calories of vitality force. Fong Ping could not do this. Currently, he could only control half of his strength. But it had also reached 150,000 calories, the lowest standard to shatter the catacombs space. For ordinary martial artists, even if they had 60 yuan of destructive energy, such an attack would deplete their destructive energy in 2 moves. Normal martial artists were more likely to use their vitality and mental energy to fight. Their vitality force recovered extremely quickly. Where there was energy, they could recover almost in the blink of an eye. This was also an important point of high-ranked powerhouses' combat strength. Of course, in the bounded domain, these high-rank powerhouses would also be greatly restricted. But there were many things to replenish energy. Energy liquids, life essence, these could all be used. But it could not be used to replenish imperishable substances, unless it was other imperishable substances. Under normal circumstances, using destructive energy in a battle was only used at the final juncture to put one's life on the line. Fong Ping, however, had no qualms. Divine weapons also had an additional effect on destructive energy. When the saber slashed down, the lethality was extremely high. The wolf demon was extremely fast, retreating quickly. Although it was fast, Fong Ping was faster. The rank 9 combat boots on Fong Ping's feet emitted a golden glow. His figure had not yet shattered, and in the next moment, he had already appeared beside the wolf demon. In the distance, the Jiao was dumbstruck. Chef had really become powerful, and extremely powerful at that. 2 rank 9 divine weapons in hand, rank 8 armor on him, plus unlimited imperishable substances. The wolf demon became weaker as it fought. It still had to consider preserving some of its strength, lest other demons took advantage of it. Fong Ping, however, had no such qualms. His equipment was stronger than others, his destructive energy was stronger, and his speed was faster. He was crushing in all aspects. How could the wolf demon be Fong Ping's opponent? In a short while, the wolf demon started howling shrilly. In the sky far away, Fong Ping slashed down with his saber, almost breaking the wolf demon's waist. Golden blood kept dripping onto the ground. High up in the sky, Fong Ping looked at the fox demon beast not far away and sneered, "Attack together. A demon that dares to attack the master and defy the master must be killed." Having said that, seeing that the wolf demon was about to escape, Fong Ping's golden house suddenly appeared, enveloping the wolf demon. Fong Ping did not enter. He even made the golden house transparent. The demons outside could see the wolf demon madly hitting the walls in the house, preparing to escape. The golden house shook incessantly, but it was still impregnable. Fong Ping looked indifferent. A mere weak rank 9 wanted to break his golden house. When he was a rank 7, he could trap a rank 8. Now, he could not be treated as a rank 8. Whether it was vitality or mentality, he was not weaker than a weak rank 9. A rank 8-7 refinement was a real weak rank 9 martial artist. Under the same rank, how could these fellows break his golden house? It was built with countless imperishable substances. Fong Ping spent more than 300 million wealth points this time, condensing up to 30,000 yuan of imperishable substances, of which 10,000 yuan was stuffed into the golden house. Against a weak rank 9, Fong Ping was invincible among the same rank. No matter how strong the other party's explosive power was, they could not do anything to him. Fong Ping trapped the wolf demon, allowing it to unleash its power. He was not in a hurry. The more it unleashed now, the weaker it would be later. One slash to kill it. At this moment, Fong Ping's gaze was on the fox demon beast. This was the smart demon beast that Cunning had mentioned. Smart demon beasts were troublesome. He had to kill it. In the distance, the fox demon beast retreated slowly, a little frightened. The wolf king was not this person's opponent. Not only was it not, but it was completely defenseless. In addition, the other party had just activated the restriction, which made the fox demon beast even more fearful. Fang Ping looked at it and said coldly, "Fall to the ground. Kneel." They could either submit, retreat, or die. "I'm giving you a chance. Don't waste it." Fang Ping's voice was extremely loud, spreading across half of the bounded domain. He shouted, "Master has returned. What are your choices? If you don't want to die, either retreat or surrender." As he spoke, Fang Ping continued to transform into Ironhead's chi dynamic, continuing to activate the space rift. The entire bounded domain was shaking. In the next moment, Fang Ping transformed into Old Yao's chi dynamic again, causing the boundary wall to tremble and the restriction to retreat. Seeing how easily Fang Ping activated the restriction and made it retreat, Cunning was dumbfounded. Could this really be Chef's territory? It thought Chef had said that on purpose, but now it was starting to believe that this was Chef's territory. When did Chef really get his hands on the land of the domain? At the side, the sheep beast was also dumbfounded. It nudged Cunning with its horns and called out a few times. Wasn't that the human who harmed them before? How could he be so strong? What should it do now? Should it help the Wolf King? Cunning's hooves slapped down. "Idiot, what's there to help? Watch the show. Watch Chef show off his power. Later, we'll take advantage of him and become the Demon King of the bounded domain." Cunning retreated slowly without a word. At this moment, more and more demons were rushing over. Later, maybe we have to cooperate with Chef. Inside the grotto heaven, the illusory figure appeared on the Imperial Road again, his aura fluctuating. Who's here? One moment the restriction was activated, the next it dissipated. What exactly happened? He could control everything inside the entire restriction, but he could not control the outside, unless he opened the boundary wall and left the grotto heaven. However, the seals on the outside world were constantly being activated and retreating, which left him at a loss. The restriction of the virtue realm was activated so easily. Who is it? The illusory figure looked at the big cat, frowning slightly. The cat's huge eyes also showed a hint of doubt. Even it could not easily move the restriction of the grotto heaven. Why was it so easily triggered and so easily quelled? The illusory figure did not speak again. Instead, he looked at the river. The golden water in the river began to churn. Restrictions consumed energy. The outer restrictions were actually related to the inner area. They did not exist alone. If this continued, it would cause a large number of spatial cracks. It was not a small matter. Those were the destruction caused by a huge amount of energy splitting open the space. It could not be caused for no reason. If this continued, the energy would be depleted and the restriction would dissipate. Bastard! The pressure erupted. These demons were trembling with fear, crouching on the ground. It looked like they were scared out of their wits. Good outburst. This is a God-given opportunity. Fang Ping sighed in his heart. A powerhouse was a powerhouse indeed. This timing was also good. Look, outburst now. My identity as the master has been confirmed, right? You demons, I've given you chances again and again on account of how difficult it is for you to cultivate, but you didn't cherish it. Now that the elder ancestor is angry, don't blame me for being merciless. As Fang Ping said that, he raised the golden house high above his head. At this moment, inside the golden house, there was no longer only the wolf demon, including the fox. Fang Ping had caught up to it, and it was trapped inside as well. 2 rank, 9 monsters were attacking the golden house crazily, causing it to tremble continuously. 2 rank, 9 monsters were not weak. Fang Ping had also realized his limit. This was all he could do. If he trapped another rank 9 monster inside, his golden house would be destroyed. Even now, in the golden house, the imperishable substance was being worn down greatly. Fong Ping was constantly replenishing it. Fight. Continue to fight. If you can't replenish your consumption here, you'll be scared later. Fong Ping had already thought it through. Later, when the two monsters had exhausted themselves, he would release them and kill the two rank 9 monsters in front of the other demons to establish his dominance. He would seize the opportunity to push Jiao to the top. Demons were all like this. They were amenable to force, but not soft tactics. If he did not kill the chicken to warn the monkey, he might not be able to control them. As for whether he should enter the inner circle, he would think about it later. Boom! At this moment, behind Fong Ping, where the boundary wall was, a loud rumble was heard. Fong Ping's gaze moved, turning his head to look. A human figure? Could it be that someone was coming out? The person inside could come out. Could it be the owner of the pressure? If he occupied this territory and pretended to be his successor, would he be beaten to death? Fong Ping was a little frightened. Should he just run away now? The boundary wall was wriggling slowly. Fong Ping could already see something. It seemed not too strong. There was really someone inside, and it was actually not a desperate situation. In Fong Ping's opinion, coming out of a desperate situation would not be so embarrassing. He was actually still squeezing the boundary wall. How embarrassing. Why don't I kill them first? Don't tell me they're coming out to find trouble with me? Fong Ping felt that the demons in this place might be domesticated by the other party. Now that he was stirring up trouble here, would the other party settle the score with him? This is the first time I've seen a living person in the boundary zone. I didn't see anything at all last time. This was also taught in martial arts universities. In the wilderness, if one met a human, it would also be dangerous. A rank 9 could not be killed with 1 slash. Fong Ping did not plan to kill him either. The saber slashed down, and the other party's head boomed. Fong Ping put away his Chong Dao, raised his fist, grabbed the other party's neck with one hand, and hammered a series of rumbles. He loved this kind of people who were stuck in the boundary wall the most. It was not too satisfying to beat them up. Fong Ping had encountered this a few times. Previously, Yang Qing, later on, Hua Yu, and the others had all been stuck in the boundary wall. This process was also their most powerless period. Boom, boom, boom. Fong Ping punched again and again until the other parties had continued to explode, unable to fight back. As he hammered, Fong Ping dragged the person out, yelling, "You've got guts. You actually snuck into my territory from 6 southern regions. You're lucky that the elder ancestor didn't kill you, but you're unlucky to have met me." The old man, who was grabbed by the back of his neck and beaten until he was dizzy, was momentarily confused. A human hitting me? Why? Fong Ping did not care about him, continuing to bombard him. After bombarding for a while, the other party was silent. Without another word, Fong Ping isolated a small space in the gold house and threw the other party inside directly. Only then did Fong Ping let out a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the other party did not seem to be vigilant. It was easy to hit him, and the other party was dizzy from the bombardment. A weak rank, 9. Is this the standard of the people in the boundary zone? If that's the case, the boundary zone is not dangerous. However, the pressure is still here. I'm afraid there are still powerhouses. I'd better leave as soon as possible. Fong Ping felt that he had gained a lot. He was a little happy. This time, he had caught a living person. If he brought him back, everyone would probably be shocked. Old Zhang probably didn't expect that I would catch a living ancient martial artist. Finish this quickly, settle these demons quickly, and leave as soon as possible. If the powerhouses inside come out, I'll be in trouble. At the thought of this, Fong Ping did not hesitate. He went straight into the gold house and quickly began to fight in close combat with the two monsters that had already gone mad. At the same time, in the boundary zone, on the Imperial Road, the illusory figure stared at the old man for a while. Suddenly he said, "Cat, do you think he was dragged out directly by someone?" Just now, the old man's head had just gone out. In the next moment, his body suddenly went out. He looked powerless, as if he had been dragged out alive. The illusory figure suddenly had a bad feeling. Was he captured just like that? It couldn't be, right? He was a fake god, after all. However, it was hard to say. He was stuck in the boundary wall. At this time, it was quite dangerous. However, he had unleashed his pressure. The people outside should not dare to move at this time, right? At this time, the illusory figure wanted to open the boundary wall to take a look. However, once the boundary wall was opened, it might lead to some accidents. The small hole in the boundary wall had already begun to recover. The illusory figure's mentality scanned. For a while, it seemed that he had seen a golden house. Beside him, the giant cat looked conflicted. That guy just now seemed to have been captured by someone. This was the successor that you had groomed? That was too unreliable. Also, didn't that guy say that fake gods were rare in the outside world? That rank, 9, was a high grandmaster, and there were not many of them in the human world. Even if he was stuck in the boundary wall, the average golden body realm would not be able to break through his defense. He had been captured just like that. Was that the southern sect's successor, just now? The illusory figure spoke in his sleep again. He was not attacked by the boundary wall. The probability of him being from the southern sect was slightly higher. What was going on? Who exactly had come in this time? He had not even placed his chess piece. Could he have been killed already? You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.